for the final game or something. But all right, here we are. So grand final, best of 9 in the 2v2 Cartographers tournament. It was hosted by TheViper, and Viper on the team playing in the finals here. We've got the Teutons for Viper, civilization he's loved for years, and he's teamed alongside Jordan here today. Jordan's gone for the Cumans, and then it is the Burgundians and Turks for Aftermath on the other side. We will not have Hera playing in the final today. It will be Hart and Leary, the players who played together this whole tournament and made it here to the final, Dave.
Yeah, and on Zawal, well, a lot of games end early. So it's kind of hard to get a feel for this this map and this tournament, because most of the times I've seen it, it was BF clowns or arena clowns, and they had such a dominant civ combo that the other players couldn't really handle it.
Yeah.
I think the only exception to that was one game I saw with Doubt booming with Goss and managed to go like
that was a fun
Goth,
game.
Condo Tiero.
With the condos. Yeah, that was a fun game.
To push it back, but Teutons seem to be a really solid option here. You get that conversion resistance. Obviously, we're not playing on the patch with Devotion yet, so you can't research that tech. Teutons having immediate conversion resistance for the team is wonderful. And Viper might opt to push through the center there, and Jordan might be booming behind with the Cumin. Sling is also a potential in this tournament. There is a tax, though, so you really want to get coinage.
Coining. I like it.
I mean, I'm coining the term.
You're coining the phrase, yeah.
You want to get coinage, and eventually you would optimally like to get banking before sending res.
Yeah. So a big thing to talk about here with this map, as it feels like arena, just for the uninitiated, this is a neutral wall. This is not a wall that belongs to any of these teams. It's not a wall that gives them vision either. So this has crept into being somewhat standard in tournaments. Like, what is this, like the second or third tournament in a row we've had the wall? So it's been cool to see this. And so what that means is you're going to have to keep an eye on that, because players could always break through. And that wall also doesn't get stronger than it is right now in the Castle Age, like a normal wall would. Mm-hmm. So that is going to be a feudal age wall, pretty easy to break through. One petard could break it down. Sometimes we'll see players go for rams as well. So I think, like, on the topic of breaking down walls, needing to get through and do damage, there's going to be some level of need for that from Aftermath here because of Jordan playing his Cumans. Second TC, going up in early feudal age, producing lots of villagers is most likely the plan here for Jordan. And I don't know. I think we're at a point where, like, you've just got to kill it. You can't try and catch up economically, regardless of your civilization against the Cumans. The Cumans are just so good.
I don't think you're going to, like, catch up economically to the Cumans, but I'm looking at the Cuman texture. I don't think the Cumans have a lot if it stalls out to late imp.
Yes,
right?
So
like,
maybe
against Burgundians and Turks.
Hear me out. Full stone wall behind the wall and take it to late game.
Yeah, and then they cut over on the edge,
and then they cut through and
that you can't see, and the problem with going full stone wall there is that all your golds and stones and relics and stuff are forward.
That's a fair point too, yeah. And obviously, you commit that much stone to walling, you're not going to have the resources for anything else. So Leary's Turks is a good civilization to potentially castle drop with, and he is going to stone, so that's going to be his plan. Hard being Burgundians, I could kind of see him going just for the eco approach, maybe with the stable. And he could go light cav through the opening that Leary might make with his castle. So light cav Janissary could be a nice combination. Jordan, obviously, second TC's on the way. Viper, sometimes when you're playing as the Teutons, that opens up the opportunity to then make monks yourself, right? Because you're going to win the monk battle because your units resist conversion, all that. Ultimately, though, I'm not sure if I like going monks if Burgundians are on the other side, and Turks, actually, for that matter. They get the light cav upgrade for free themselves. So I could see it being a little awkward for Gamer Legion here in, 10 minutes time once the pressure's coming in from Aftermath.
Yeah, Viper just being trolled by a deer currently. My question is, what does Viper go for?
Monks
that's the key
and
here
boom,
for me.
maybe?
I think Heart's going to boom. And I think Leary is going to go for that castle because he's already on the stone. But how much pressure is Viper putting down, right?
I'm laughing at the signal from Jordan. I know we saw the deer trolling, but I think Jordan is currently trolling Viper.
Yeah, and now it goes back.
It's going back again. That's funny.
Okay, so Viper bringing in the board with the scout tells me that he's probably going monks here. He's
Yeah, he's
lost
going to add at
HP on
least
that.
one monastery.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to add at least one monastery.
Well, he's sending
He
6 to gold, so likely more than that.
Yeah. I could see 2 monastery from Viper into TCs. Like, you never want to shy away from the eco too much with Teutons because your farms are so cheap. But yeah, I mean, Jordan's not going to have anything to support him for a long time here, so it's going to need to be something. But, you know, if it isn't Light Cav from Heart, like Light Cav running through to snipe the monks, I suddenly like Viper's Monk addition a little bit more against the potential Janissary play from Leary. So
I don't know.
we'll see.
I think Hart, like, I think he can catch up to the point where he can be competitive with Jordan. He's not gonna fully catch up to him, but he's taking it slow, going up to the Castle Age, like 27 villagers here, but he's getting heavy plow, he's getting that wood upgrade, right? And he's keeping some villagers on gold potentially to buy some resources once he gets to Castle Age and boom up behind this, and then Leary is going to be the one applying the pressure on the front side. Janissaries, not as good as they used to be. Lost to range. So
just
the monks,
7 range now.
Yeah, the monks are actually better versus them than they used to be, and they miss a lot of shots too. But they're still a pretty dominant unit if you get them in mass. So we'll see what Leary can do. It's all about just holding the map control and waiting for Hart to get involved.
Yeah, so big thing to talk about in regards to the eco thing, the eco conversation with humans and Burgundians, right? The humans have the Vil lead now. Burgundians have the cheaper eco upgrades and the ability to catch up with the resources collected eventually. But because this Vil lead being there for Jordan right now, there's going to be a point, usually when he's clicked up the Castle Age, where he's got tons of resources floating, and then resources he can spend to be aggressive and, you know, apply pressure in some capacity. So I think that's where it could get tricky. Like, I could even see a world where capped Ram early becomes a thought if it's simply Janissary on the other side.
Yeah. I could see a world where he's just slinging Viper in the late game.
yeah, that's true. Sling is like, it is nerfed in this tournament because they, as it should be in most team game tournaments, almost everyone's doing something with the Sling these days. But if you feel like the humans don't have good options at your teamed alongside Viper, you might want to send and sling your resources to the Viper. So there's the castle from Leary. Gamer Legion spot this with their scouts. Very well played.
Okay, Hart is going for double TC and a monastery. Monastery is smart. You get those 3 relics on your side, you get the food and gold income, and then you let Leary do all of the damage forward. Leary has a light cav automatically, so that's going to be really important here if he manages to break through, as Viper is just trying to break through himself. And right now, there is no military follow-up from Jordan. I really like the way he's making his houses, though. Just in case they get through there, you want a second line of defense.
Yeah, they're going to funnel all that pressure in towards Viper's monasteries. I don't know if Hart spotted the ram from Viper here.
He saw the wall.
He did see. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The wall was a bit weak. So he
wall,
now
sorry.
knows that something's coming through. And Viper obviously will need some monks as well to defend, potentially, if the Janissary start to come through. But Viper's walking in, and Hart doesn't have anything. This is where I really would have liked to have Lightcaf instead of the eco approach, because Viper is at Experiment thinking there could be some. There's not going to be anything, really.
Viper just tried to block Hart's scout with the Rams so he could convert it.
I like it.
I think he thought about it for a second, but that's never going to happen.
Hart only has one military unit to focus on, too, so I'm sure he would have never let that happen. And Hart actually falls back. He's building a barracks. Jordan's going to scout this. So Jordan's scout runs in. Actually, we have the scout from Leary right now attacking Jordan at the same time, which is kind of important. But I like, as the villager goes down on the goal as well, a lot happening, that Jordan now can tell his team, hey, stable's not up yet. He just completed that barracks.
And Leary is not helping over here because Leary needs to apply pressure. He's hoping to stall the production from Jordan like that, so Jordan has to delete the stables, go to the back.
Yep.
He's also hoping maybe to pull some of the monks back from Viper, force some of that pressure back home, right?
Yeah, this is where it's so interesting, right? Viper could have so easily kept his monks next to his monastery and just waited for the Janissary pressure and tried to defend it. They chose not to do that. They found reward at Heart's base. But now Jordan is feeling some pressure here, and he needs to complete these stables to make enough army to defend against this, and he's going to go for Lancers.
Yeah, third TC coming up from Jordan, kind of for protection at this point on the wood line.
That's not where you
on
would want that
side.
TC at all.
And Viper, I think, has snagged one of the additional relics. Yeah, he's got 4 relics now, so Hart wasn't able to get any of those relics in with Burgundians, which is really great. He's going to Light Cav now, and he's going to have 2 stable production of Light Cav, so he should be able to clear this area. There are 2 Spearmen inside that ram, so he needs to be careful about that, though.
I think Viper's going to be really distracted, though, right? He just lost 2 monks against Leary, so he has to put a lot of focus there because things could go wrong for him, and I think maybe Hart is 1 engagement away from clearing up this push from Viper, which, you know, led to a lot of damage. Just nice. Let's see. Viper notices this, and this could potentially be 2 conversions on the light cav here. These are long conversions.
Oh, nice.
And
beautiful,
wow.
Hart. Wonderful engagement there. Amazing.
Yeah, to have the light cav die as well and not switch sides is actually super valuable there. And Leary's still got a pretty solid force, but Leary's at 39 villagers. It is 55 for Jordan. Pretty crazy. And Leary's not going to be able to go for a 2nd or 3rd town center, but that's a lot of Janissaries as well. And that's like the best unit on the field right now. That is incredibly hard to stop. There's a reason the devs nerfed this. It's 17 base attack in Castle Age. Used to be 8 range, now it's 7. I don't think Step Lancers are going to be...
Like, if you miss all the bullets from that first volley coming in, it could be a really, really bad engagement.
Are on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Janissaries love to miss. Trust me. Here they are.
Monks come out from Viper, so it's Monks and Step Lancers combined. This is nice, because obviously Leary's got to pay close attention to those Lancers. But it feels like Viper's Monks stopped there. They didn't really advance forward. That's been something that's been happening in the new patch. Whether it was intended or not, I'm not sure, but that was an opportunity for Leary to get away. He killed quite a few Lancers there. And now things kind of stabilize. Hart has evened up the Vil count with Jordan, which is what we talked about in the early stages.
Yep.
And Viper's eco is superior compared to Leary's, but it's nothing crazy just yet. And obviously Leary has lots of potential to kill still as he continues to make Janissaries. He's going to have 15.
Big difference for me is that Viper's only spending gold on his army, right? Leary has to spend food on his. So he's on 1 TC. Viper booming up behind. Hart now trying to convert those Step Lancers and trying to grab these relics. The 2 left over on their side. I think there's 2, right?
In total on each side,
oh, yeah, Leary
it
has
was
a
3.
monastery over there to grab 1. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Step Lancers are very quick. And actually, this is kind of a funny situation here. Jordan could actually do some considerable damage to Leary. You think Leary would have the defense for it, but the Step Lancers are just so fast. And nice job from Jordan. This is 4 units pulling all different types of units out of position and getting great scouting intel as well.
Oh, the quick wall fails. And
and he deletes the mining camp
oh, it's a
instead
disaster.
of the house.
Oh,
Already worth it. And
meanwhile, Viper has the Omega Monk army pushing forward.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing anytime someone goes for a lot of monks is how many control groups do they have, right? Viper's great with microing anything, but he's going to need to make sure that he clicks on the different targets, man. 18 Janissaries, like, I think I put my money on the gunpowder here. This is going to be really tough for Viper, especially if Hart has Lightcav to distract Viper. I could see Viper losing everything in a second.
And now with the Step Lancer production, Hart has actually surpassed Hart has surpassed Jordan and Villagers.
Yeah, really well done. And he's made Lightcav. It was such a good job from him to not break initially to Viper's attack. And
they need this fight, man. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one.
This is gonna be big for one team and one team only. I think. I'm pretty sure AF just destroy here. The Lightcav are gonna go in, and Viper is gonna lose most of his monks, and then the gunpowder is gonna remain. Well played from Hart. Viper's monks actually got decent conversions. There's still lots more monks in there, but this should be a slaughter.
Yeah, there's more light cap. The Step Lancers simply not enough. The Janissaries are still clearing those up. The monks are going down. Conversions aren't coming in. And GL, there's so many monk bodies there, Tristan. They need to retreat. They haven't held the map control. Viper will go for a castle forward on their side. I think he would have wanted that on AM's side.
Yeah, and like that castle, that might not go up. Like, you need to wall behind the wall here. Wow, that's really smart. You do that, and now there's no way for the army to pass through here, and maybe you can drop the castle. And, you know, Viper's at 76 villagers, so he lost all of his monks, but he's got a 30 villager lead over Leary. If he can get this castle up, could potentially start to treb down Leary's castle. But now, like, GL needs to somehow defend from this, hold their eco lead. And I would love to see Leary go for a forward castle in Jordan's face or something here.
Yeah,
just apply pressure in any way you can.
He's sending the vills. The eco between Jordan and Hart is finally equalizing in res collected. It's
nice.
very, very similar between the two of them. However, Viper's imp time way faster than Leary because he was only using gold for his army comp, and Leary has been investing food into Janissaries this whole time. Just now going for that second TC. He is on the way to Imperial Age, though.
I like how sneaky Jordan has been with his Lancers this game. Like those Lancers running through again to go into Leary's economy. It's things like this that will make life more difficult for Leary, who's clicked up now.
Uh-oh. How's this going
down? Jordan's castle might not go up here.
More! He goes to that clutch house right there, and I think the castle will go up. He'll sacrifice a few knights to make it happen, and a few villagers, but it goes up.
And meanwhile, Steppe Lancers still in Leary's economy. Castle goes up for Jordan. And Leary still sitting at 50 villagers, but it's this army, Dave, that is still so strong. Viper's hoping that in the Imperial Age, his monks will be stronger. He's also adding ranges now, so I think he'll actually go for his own gunpowder, but he'll have to wait for chemistry to complete to be able to get that done.
I really like this from Viper. We've seen games, and I think he was casting the games, or maybe, yeah, I think he was casting them. Especially that game against Out, where Valis continued to commit onto monks with Teutons. He never made the switch, and Viper's making the switch really early. He realizes monks are just not going to make it happen here.
Jordan is not imping. So, oh no, he is imping. Sorry, I have really bad timing on that. Jordan is imping, and so is Hart. So
weird. Okay,
that's wild. Yeah, that would be like the default TC that you would go to if you select the TC and probably didn't think about it. But you know, Viper's in imp now. Still crazy army for AM here, and what a great job from AM. Like so many times on these maps we've seen the monks get out of control. The Lycav, the Janissary. Great in defense, and then amazing offense for here right now. You just don't. People are going to say, how do you kill this many Janissaries? Well,
you don't.
You hope you outmass them. Yeah, you don't kill them. You hope that you can produce more units, basically, with the eco lead.
Don't attack that TC, Leary. That would be tragic.
Yeah, I think that you're always going to use your first Treb against the castle.
Yep, always.
You're not going to hope that your opponent's going imp there, so
especially when they have
Jordan
other
will
town
actually be okay.
If they had one, maybe you target it, but it's going to be really.
Look at Viper's trap. Viper needs to fully wall in these traps. He's got the right idea.
Look at Leary's
He's starting to take out Leary's castle.
He's going deeper.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
And you know what?
I like this castle because it'll be on Viper, and it will also be on Jordan at the same time.
Yeah, and what Leary's doing right now is he's trying to buy time. He's still trying to buy time. He knows he has this really, really powerful army. He's going to use it to get the map position, and Hart, behind this, has an insane eco.
Yeah, he does. And a lot of people questioning, like, you know, because people know Hera and how good he is. They're like, you know, where's Hera? Where's Hera? Well, Hart's been playing this whole tournament with Leary. He's played like such a beast. His Cav and his eco support here of Leary has been amazing. And, you know, right now, it kind of feels like Jordan doesn't have enough. Viper doesn't have enough to maybe stop this, though. I will say Viper taking out that one castle from Leary was a really big deal.
Great light cav raid from Hart in the back. That's going to be really distracting to Viper. Unfortunately, they're all weak. They will die to the TCs, but
it's going to be Cavalier for Jordan, and Jordan's got 2 castles on his face right now. And, like, a lot of that gold that Jordan would have wanted to take is alongside the front area by the walls, too.
Okay, Viper pushing in from the other side, and this is the risk of going for the forward castles, right? You put them forward, and then you lose them because you get surrounded, as the Janissaries now fight up against the hand cannons.
Oh, there's so much happening right here, Dave. This is crazy. I mean, Leary's going to be down to 1 castle. The only castle he's going to have is in Jordan and Viper's base. He still is this big army, but it's not going to get much bigger if he doesn't have the production buildings anymore. And Hart, he's going to need to carry a bit harder here if Leary just doesn't have the castle numbers.
Leary and Hart do take out all those Trevs from Viper, though. So it's going to take a while for him to push, and Paladin is on the way for Hart. And Hart has 54 on food right now, 41 on gold. Like, he's getting ready to really spam. He's got 19 on the field already. Paladin is not on the way for Jordan yet, and Leary is now walling in a little nook for these trebuchets. This castle is all alone here. That's the elite Janissary castle. If that goes down, there's no other production buildings for him to make Janissaries from.
And his eco, he's sitting at 73 villagers compared to Jordan and Viper's like 110 minimum. So no Paladin for Jordan. So it really comes back to Hart, right? Hart is going to need to do it on his own. Paladin comes in 30 seconds, and Jordan's got a nice cav number. Viper has hand cannons. And in a nice back-and-forth game here, it feels like maybe Leary overextended a little bit with these castles because it has not thought long-term at all with these castle spots.
It all depends on what Hart can do. It all depends on how many units Hart can get on the field. Hart's already adding in trade. So they're already playing for the late game. Viper loses a bomber cannon against the Treb. You hate when that happens, and the Paladin are now finding the hand cannons. And they should be able to clear up a few of these, I think. And Viper passed right into the middle of those Paladin. Not a great fight for him.
That's new pathing. He clicked the other way, and they go the wrong direction. That's just something Viper's talked a lot about, too. I think still Jordan has enough Cavalier here. 30 Cavalier. Remember, Burgundian Paladins, they lack Bloodlines, so it's only 160 HP. So there's a 20 HP difference between the Cavalier and the Paladins we're seeing, which is not as considerable as it would be if it was another Paladin Civ. And yeah, Leary's going to lose his castle. I think Jordan and Viper are in a pretty good spot, as long as Jordan can protect his gold on the front. That is a really exposed area for him.
Oh, that's an unfortunate ungarrison there from Leary. Tried to go out back, and half of his units ungarrison at the front of the castle into the enemy army. I love what Hart is doing against the golds from Jordan, though. Killing so many villagers with the Paladin. And we look at Jordan, 113 villagers right now. He doesn't have the Paladin upgrade on the way. It's already in for Hart, and Hart is 136 with trade being added. And look at the flood, dude. Like, there's villagers coming forward now, too.
I think that must be a misclick, though. Why are the villagers... Where are they going?
I don't know.
Did he overboom and he wants to sacrifice his villager? Is he trying to do a revolution without the revolution here? I think those villagers were probably sent to take a gold somewhere.
They're builders.
Hart is sacrificing...
Yeah, I think he just didn't want to delete. He's just sending villagers forward, maybe.
And that's fine. If that's the case, that's fine. I actually... It's better to... Well, now he regrets it. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he did that intentionally because he thought he had overboomed.
What on earth
Hart's having an incredible game here. The problem still is, like, Leary... who, credit to him, has kept his castle up and is actually making bombard cannons. But Leary's only castle remains in the enemy base right now.
They've held.
They've held.
That one villager is still repairing. He's got the Janissaries, and now the Paladin. Oh, the Paladin are coming into Viper's eco again. Needs to deal with that. Needs Jordan over there.
And also Jordan's eco at the same time. Like, Jordan's getting hit. And Jordan's going into Halb to protect from all that. But, of course, he's still getting attacked by Leary and by Hart, and everything continues to happen. And what a great job. I really thought when Leary's castle started to fall, and they have now fallen, but I thought that this was over for AM, but, Hart's in a decent spot. Leary's eco is in a better position than it was 10 minutes ago.
So Hart doesn't have the trade speed upgrade, though, so you might want to get that, because they're slow as balls right now. But, I mean... If Hart can sling Leary, Turks can do wonders. However, Leary is losing all of his Janissaries now at the back, and he's adding in some hand cannons.
I actually think I would really like to see Cav Archer here for Turks instead of hand cannons. It's more mobile. You can get that 100 HP. Gunpowder is never a bad thing, right? And that there's been a lot of that this game.
It's easier to go gunpowder if you're worried about them pushing through. It's easier to mass that up. The Cav Archer upgrades
takes more time.
He doesn't even have fletching right now, right? It's going to take forever to get that. His hand cannons will be better than Viper's hand cannons. They have a little bit more HP with the Turks. So if you're looking at the 1-to-1, should be favorable.
What a fun game. Look at Viper's line of castles, by the way. He's got 4 of them.
Teutonic
See the Crenellations upgrade. Yeah, Crenellations upgrade would mean that that's a true you shall not pass moment if you go in through this area.
Sending res to Jordan. Jordan's getting the trade upgrade. He might add in the Paladin upgrade now. Jordan feels like the guy who should be slinging Viper. Viper's got the better late game composition here.
I think Paladin's fine. Like, human Paladins are better than Burgundian Paladins, but I guess the problem then is it's like that's all you're doing. It's just Paladin and maybe Rams.
Maybe.
But you always want a Paladin Civ, so that should be fine. I like the push here, as there's just not enough resistance from Hart and Leary right now.
Yeah, maybe Viper has this many castles because he wants Jordan to get human mercenaries or whatever.
To get gift checked. Wait, is that still that's still a thing? Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot.
Maybe sling him for it. Then you get the free units.
Yeah, maybe. The push, again, continues from GL here, and this just comes back to Leary lost all momentum, and GL now doesn't have the distractions they had in the middle. But, you know, the hand cannon numbers, decent enough for Leary. He's not losing his hand cannon production. He's also making bomber cannons. Just real annoying. Now, look at Jordan kind of returning the favor. Something Hart had done very well to them.
Hart's
and
going to
raiding
try
with Cavalier.
and bust through on the left side. He's got petards over there. So maybe send some Paladin that way, but he kind of needs the Paladin in the center here. Not sure Leary can hold against Paladin from Jordan. However, Jordan only has 7, and Leary is now getting Bomber Tower.
Something that's a really big deal right now is Leary can't take that gold where the battle is. And he's got 18 on gold, which seems like a lot, but a lot of the gold mining I'm seeing from him is about to run out. So with his trade count not being the best right now, it could hit a wall in terms of gold. But then again, there's better trade count for AM. Yeah,
the trade,
and
the
also
trade is
Hart
up and
gets
running.
gold from the farms at this point.
Yeah, he's got Burgundian vineyards already, so
yeah.
We're going into a late game here. Leary was having some issues at the back of his base with some units, but they've been cleared up now. And Leary's sitting at 108 villagers, so fairly comfortable with this economy.
Not really sure GL can easily push the middle right now. Having said that, Hart needs to pull back here with his Paladins. It felt like maybe Jordan's cav number wasn't as big as Hart's a moment ago. But that obviously has changed after that fight. And again, we're talking about superior cav now for Jordan anytime he's taking engagement.
Superior hand cannons for Leary, though.
And bomber cannons being in there. Viper runs into a couple shots there.
And Leary is rotating.
From Jordan now.
He's bringing the relic back. We need to escape with this.
That gets both those relics, which will help with the golden come. But now, fully upgraded Paladin for Jordan. This is much better than the Paladins from Hart because of the lack of bloodlines, and that is a big deal. Now, Hart is busted through like we expected. Viper sees it. Hart also has Trebs on the left-hand side to push a castle. This is all while there's red dots blinking throughout the green and blue
Look
economies.
at the red dot in between Hart and Leary's base. There is a Paladin just sitting in the hole there, and I don't know if that's intentional, but it's really messing up the trade. Like, really messing up the... If that's intentional, that is one of the greatest gamer moves I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jordan's going to take credit for it. It's like when someone tries to cross and they score a goal, they're like, oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally tried to score that one. But, yeah, I mean, it should be attacking, probably, but you're right, it is affecting the pathing. And now this opens up the opportunity for Jordan. Because Viper's advancing further against Leary, Jordan can just stream the rest of the cav into the eco. Yeah. And this is now where AM might just crumble.
I mean, Jordan needs to do this before Leary gets bombard towers set up everywhere. Right? Like, that's the game plan for Leary and for Hart as artillery comes in now for Leary. He's getting bombard towers set up in defense. If they let the Turks cook and they have a full trade line behind this, Turks are one of the best civs, if not the best civ in the game, to have in this position.
Yep, I agree. Unfortunately, right now, the army count's just abysmal for Aftermath. It's 17 for Hart. It's 19 for Leary. Viper has more than that himself. Jordan has more than that himself. It is 112 army for Gamer Legion as a team, 34 army for AM, and his base is wide open for more raids. It's going to be very difficult to come back from this, to stabilize when humans are going to be steamrolling you with Cav. And what a great first game, but like we are very close to the end if AM doesn't find a response to this army.
Yeah, no halbs here for Hart. Leary can't make halbs, but they've stabilized on the left side. The units aren't coming in over there anymore, and Hart calls the GG. Couldn't deal with the raids. Great job from Viper and Jordan, realizing they had a window there to push.
Yep. If
they let that trade get set up from Burgundians and Turks, and it's still a stalemate in the center, I don't know if they win that. That's really tough.
A really good game, honestly. Every player here played such an important role in their team's success. Both Hart and Leary, obviously, as they had the lead at some points, and then Viper and Jordan. What I really liked from Gamer Legion here is how patient they were against the amount of aggression that came in. And they always had a backup plan, right? Viper's monks, that wasn't everything for him. Whereas for Leary, the Janissaries was kind of everything for him. Viper lost, 10 monks, and then on the way to the Imperial Age, dropping a castle, shifted into the next thing. I wonder if, like, for Leary, again, it's a hard game to really look at and question much because it was so good. But I wonder if maybe the castle spots were too YOLO. Like, maybe,
Yeah.
just a second or third castle near the opening of the wall would have allowed them to hold that position. He wouldn't have had such an awkward switch to hand cannons away from Janissary.
I
I don't
think
know.
like I think they just needed some sort of extra walling behind because Jordan completely changed that game by running in with the paladin.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
maybe add
Hart
your
was
own
sending
walls.
like you could go for more castles, but I think Hart was sending all of his stone over to Leary, or he gave the stone mines up and said, "Leary, you take these." All
Yeah,
of the
that's
stone was
fair.
being fed to one person. He only had one castle there, so he couldn't defend his base at all when the raids were coming in, and that was one of the big issues. But that is a mistake, or that's an opening that Jordan created by just
Yeah.
sending in the cavalry.
Jordan had, like, it's not something that will really go on the highlight reel, but Jordan did a lot with Step Lancers when Step Lancers really shouldn't have had any potential, right?
He
Like,
killed like 5 villas. He forced Leary to delete a mining
yep,
camp. He forced the entire
yep.
army back. Like, really
I
solid.
think for people who play this game, something there's nothing more annoying than a guy who just uses mobility and is sending random units into your eco all the time. And that's what Jordan did a really good job of here. Like, even when the army was there and Leary's like, fight me, he just avoided it really well. So well played to him. Obviously, like, got castle dropped twice, right? Including like right on his main TC. So good job from Jordan not to die. Gamer Legion takes the first game in what is a best of 9. So I hope all the games are this close. And I say we speculate now on the civs. There's so many civs for this, so I think we'll just like stare at the civs.
Calculations. I'm making
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
it's
if
like
if it's any
not really sure.
consolation to AM, that was their third last and last pick. So
That's always nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's very nice going into the next games. That's the admin pick map. It's not represented on my screen, but if you scroll down a little bit lower on the draft,
yeah.
you'll
It's
see it,
hard to
guys.
see. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think they shouldn't be favored there against that GL team. So the fact they did so well is really encouraging if you want to look at it that way from AM. Teutons also just feels like the best civ there. Like it's weird that Teutons would be the best civ on any map, but in Zawal, a lot of the times it's either Portuguese or Teutons you're looking at as one of the powerhouses, right?
yeah. It's just like really. Again, they're good with monks. They help against monks,
Good
and then they
eco.
have good eco. Yeah, so it's like three things that kind of work for you. It's because you never know what you're going to be up against, right? So to always have three kind of different bonuses, which can help you in different situations, it's always nice. And I think that's why Teutons has always been a safe pick. But also, that's been a comfort pick for Viper for a very long time. So I think there's that part of it as well. Like, if you give Teutons to Leary or Hart, they're not going to play it like Viper just did and maybe take advantage of some of those bonuses.
Yep.
So now, technically, they could change this. They haven't launched the game yet, so we don't actually know. But usually, if they've said it in the lobby, that's going to be what we have next. So we have time to speculate now on Nomad, which is apparently going to be what's played next. So Nomad Civilizations on screen. I really like both teams. I think they're in a pretty good spot there. But I guess a lot of it's about saving civilizations too. What other maps you're going to potentially see here?
I think we might see Vietnamese for Vietnamese Mongols is what they've done before. Mongols is not available for AM, right? Is that on
It's
the other
banned.
side?
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
ban.
I
Yeah.
was trying to find it, dude. There's so many civs here. We're missing 3. We're missing Poles, Sicilians, and
No. We're
Georgians.
missing 2.
Nope.
Oh well, Georgians. Well, Georgians are just banned, like tournament banned. But yeah,
Okay.
I guess you're right. As far as I know, they haven't been played the
I mean,
entire tournament because of the
technically,
bug. So
they are missing.
that's true. That's true. So your statement was correct.
So I don't want to slowly push up my glasses with one finger, but
Well, you're correct. So 90 seconds till we start. We now see the civs. It'll be Burmese for Viper, Berbers for Jordan, and then Vietnamese Malians for Leary. So already, while I don't think the team of the Burrs are bad here, I think the Vietnamese Malians are super strong for Nomad. And this is Aftermath coming out swinging, using some of their stronger picks to try and get a Try
Well,
and tie up the series.
last couple times, Hart went Rattan archers with Vietnamese. It worked out for him against Finland. And he was actually up against camel archers. So that's something. I think this might be the same Civ matchup that they played against Max and Villessa.
Yeah, I did not see that Nomad game. I saw quite a few Rattan archers on Nomad this tournament, though.
Maybe just
Lots of nice clips.
Change for Malians, I think, is the difference. But Burmese can be really useful on Nomad too. Like the relic positions would give you a lot of information early on the layout of the map. You can grab them easily. You get the wood upgrades for free. You can go into Arambai too.
Arambai is
really
actually
powerful.
Arambai in a bit of a weird spot. I feel like it's not something you'll see on Arabia or like Arena, but for whatever reason, Nomad. I guess because it's just a castle drop
Wood
map,
gold.
right?
It's just wood gold.
A wood gold unique unit and decent eco and decent monks too. Like I could see Viper getting the job done with them. But 10 seconds till we're in. There should be nothing else to discuss before we actually see the map. It is a 9 villager start. So it becomes a little bit easier to find each other too. And we should be in, and here we are on Nomad. Yeah, Vietnamese makes that so much easier. Yep.
All right,
so 2v2, Nomad action. Let's go, people.
Hart is going to be setting up nearby to Jordan, it looks like. No, Hart is dropping the TC. Jordan can see that immediately. So he basically has the Vietnamese bonus for Hart. And then we have Leary and Jordan over on that left side there. Jordan's CC is on the wood line. He's building it a little bit faster than Leary. But Leary meets up with 3 more villagers quicker. And he's got a berry there. He's got some ibex to take. I think he's got a little bit of a better position. Some golden stone to the south, too.
I mean, my feeling is that Malians are one of the best Nomad civs. Vietnamese, one of the best Nomad civs. And then I prefer the TC spots for Hart and Leary already. But, you know, the nice thing for Jordan, and this brings us back to the 9 villager start here for this tourney, is like, he actually knows where the TC is of Hart, which, you know, in a standard Nomad start, you might not have seen that. So at least, like, you have that information to pass along to your teammate Viper. Nice job from Jordan to use the slightly faster villager here, bringing that Rhino super early as well.
Look at what Hart's doing to the north, though. He could have
the north.
He could have probably brought that to Leary's TC, but he's laming the Rhino just north of Jordan, northwest of Jordan's.
I was gonna say, in what definition is that north?
Sorry. I had Leary's TC as a reference point. My bad. He's laming the Rhino because he knows the TC is near there. There's another Rhino to the north of Jordan's TC as well. So good generation here from Jordan.
Yeah, and this is Nomad things, right? You try and deny resources from your opponent, and they
will Hart find
know exactly where Jordan is.
He will, I think. And Jordan's already seen the one Rhino lamed. I think Hart's going to find this other Rhino too. Jordan might have a really rough start here.
I actually think it's going to be too much for Hart to lame this perfectly with everything else. Something's going to go wrong. I just have a feeling. Okay, so now he's attacking the Rhino, but now will he get the wall? Because he's distracted with his own eco. Something's going to go... Oh!
Okay, the Rhino's blocking in the middle.
It. He's going to de-aggro it with the house. Oh, boy. There's more vills on the way here.
Jordan should be de-aggroing this right now.
Yeah. This is good for you if you're Hart.
Yeah.
Leary's
here
well
too. And now he knows that Rhino is chasing. And Leary, just shoot it once. Shoot it once. Yes. Teamwork.
Okay, well, kind of a rough start for Jordan then.
Yeah.
But he is going to take the food. I think some players are too hesitant to just take the food and walk home. So obviously, very successful lane there from Hart, but I like the fact that Jordan's still going to gain some benefit from that.
Leary lost a villager while that was happening.
Leary lost a villager underneath his TC, I assume?
There's a death.
There's a death somewhere. Did get Loom as well, which indicates kind of a rougher start on Nomad, especially with 9 villagers. Not the biggest deal. But you know, this is Nomad. This is chaotic, right?
Oh, Leary lost a villager at the dock. He was trying to lame the Rhino from Viper, which he did. He brought it over.
Oh, and then he had 3 villagers there before.
That Rhino carcass has a kill. So
I didn't know carcasses could have kills.
I only figured it out a couple days ago. It's a wonderful world we live in. Jordan has found himself
Jordan bringing in another Rhino.
Damn, dude. Jordan's doing a pretty good job here recovering. He had so many Rhinos near his TC. Wild.
Yeah. I mean, he really had to look for it. But well done from him because so many players with this start would crumble.
Hmm.
Now keep in mind, he might have a job to do here to stop Leary because he's directly next to Leary. Something we hadn't talked about is dock positions and how close docks may be to each other. Jordan's got the very safe dock in the north. Now, they will have to scout the shoreline to determine if the enemy's close or not, but we know Jordan's got a free fish boom up there. Viper's on the way to Feudal Age already. Viper, of course, knows where Leary's dock is. He's pretty far away from that. He's docked over on the east side, and then they kind of very spread out here with Hart being on the far side then and having the safe fish boom. And the key here is that Hart recognizes that.
Yep.
So, or at least is banking on the fact that he'll have a free fish boom. So having this many fishing ships is going to be really smooth for his economy.
If he has excess wood, he could also dock that pond. It's big enough that there's going to be deep fish in there.
In the middle.
If you want safe fish later. He has found a relatively safe stone back from his TC. And he hasn't... Oh, that's unfortunate. He hasn't seen the stone or the gold from Viper.
True. Just sees Viper's TC. Viper's gone up pretty quick. This is normally a water build. And that is what this is going to be. And honestly, if Viper goes for the galley approach, which a lot of players are doing to kill fish quickly these days, I think Leary's fish and then Hart's fish could go down, but he's going to go for fire galleys.
God, these mining camps from Leary, I like them individually. It's just when you pair them together, it's just something is off about this.
Oh, man, Lowy the Legends do not approve.
God, but, everything about this is bothering me. No reason.
It's efficient, though. It would bother me if it wasn't efficient. That's the problem.
It's just not lined up.
It is cheap, though. So there's that. That's nice. Jordan and Leary, by the way, have had multiple engagements with villagers. And Jordan's now going to turn this into a bit of a tower rush. Because Jordan is kind of, Jordan's in an awkward spot here on land and has had a rough go of it. Leary's going to counter tower. Does Jordan see...
Sees the villagers coming in. Good walls from Jordan there.
I agree.
Prevent Leary from running around. Really, really nice stuff. He's just trying to secure himself, and he's already secured the stone and the gold on the other side. That's exactly what he needed to do. Because with Hart and Leary both hanging around, you got to make sure that you can have access to one of those, and the tower is going to go up. Don't know how long that tower is going to stay up because Leary's on stone.
Dude, Leary is going to be... He's in such an awkward spot right now. He's losing fish, and he's getting tower rushed. So this is a game where Hart's going to need to carry. But like we said, Hart is the dream scenario currently. Safe fish, fast castle, has received no pressure whatsoever. He did forget a mill, so it's going to delay his uptime because he needs to get the market, and the mill has to come before that. But Rats and Archer's a unit that Hart can control quite well, I'm sure. I mean, Rats and Archer is one of the best unique units for Nomad, and that's what he's going for.
It all depends on whether Viper gets a forward castle on him, right? Like, Hart still hasn't seen the stone from Viper. He doesn't know if Viper's on stone, and Viper is on water right now, so I guess it depends on Viper's uptime and the positioning of that castle from him. Because if he gets forward castled, doesn't matter how good Ratans are, you're going to be playing on the defensive the whole time. And that's not what Leary needs from you right now.
Yeah, going to be really tough for Viper to have a competitive castle time because he's going water. But what a sick build from Viper. Look at his resources behind this. 650 food, 200 gold, building his 2 buildings.
These are so hot, dude. They're so hot.
Yeah. And it's like also not a civilization which you necessarily might want for other maps. It's just a good, solid Nomad pick here over the course of a best of 9. Those fire galleys are definitely going to kill Hart's fish. I mean, Hart is making some fires, but Hart's just got 1 right now. And this means Jordan's got a free fish boom. Viper's got a free fish boom. And Viper, I love this tower, Dave. This is such a good tower. He's going to build a tower. This will force a reaction from Hart, and Hart's going to have to spend stone to defend his gold. And that stone he's spending there takes him a little bit further away from an eventual castle, too.
Well,
so Viper...
Hart knows what's up because he can see the stone now from Viper.
Yeah.
And they're having a little outpost war there to try and get the positioning for both of their castles. Hart will have the advantage to Castle Age, but like you said, the tower just delays.
And also, like, if you know someone's close together, what you always want to do on Nomad is a forward castle. And now this is... I think the castle for Hart is likely going to be defensive, which gives Viper a little bit more time.
There is a world, which, people love to see.
There is a world.
See it or hear us say, where Hart could loop around and put it on the right side of Viper's base. But
where the gold is, maybe.
Yeah, and he's sending the villagers right now. So he knows
but
he's likely going to be up faster than Viper because Viper went water.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart. Like, you got to resist the urge to go for the defensive castle here. It's got to be aggressive. But he doesn't have the stone just yet. He's going to
And
use the market.
he's within vision of Viper. No, Viper can't see the Vills coming in yet. He can't. Hart is hugging the line of sight. He hasn't shown anything.
Hart doesn't know the gold's there, too. So, like, if he actually drops the castle here, this would be a really good spot considering he doesn't know where that gold is.
Viper
He's going to drop the castle there.
Will not go for counter towers because Viper knows that doesn't work. But
He's going for a
almost
counter
going to
castle.
be in the castle age. He's going to go for his castle right now. He has more villagers building, 15 versus 9. Hart had a pretty significant advantage there as Hart is getting gated in by Viper. He just needs to build with all the vills. He just needs to build.
Yeah, I mean, I love the energy from both of them. This is Nomad energy, Nomad things. Hart's going to bring more villagers, but Hart, I think your castle is going to still go up. It's at 90%. The castle from Viper's killing so many villagers here.
It goes up. It goes up. But what happens to Hart's eco? He has no fish. He's got 26
and he has
villagers.
no food to make petards now.
Exactly.
And Viper has food because he has fish. And Viper immediately queues up petards. So Viper's going to slowly start to take this castle out.
God.
That said, this is awful for Viper's economy too, right? He's got 19 villagers inside of his castle at the moment.
Dude, if Hart knew about that gold, he would have never dropped the castle here. I think he would have dropped it over on the right side of Viper's base.
Yeah.
And Viper wouldn't have been able to go for the counter castle without, like, deleting everything.
Speaking of castle, Jordan dropping a castle. Now Leary's going to drop a castle. So it's
God.
This is happening for the second time, but this is so much worse than what just happened to Hart. Because at least Hart had started building his castle before.
Go next.
Here, Leary's never going to get this up.
Go next, Leary. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. I mean, well, maybe he does get it up, but he's going to take significant losses. And as Viper's petarding down the castle on the other side, Aftermath falling apart here. It's going to go up, though, folks. It's going to go up. And the, well, nope, the GG's called. When it's at 99.56%, the GG's called. And Gamer Legion go up 2-0 here.
Yep. That was, I think everything there. I mean, Jordan versus Leary was great. Jordan did a great job considering he got 2 rhinos lame from him.
Yeah.
Essentially, and all of the deer. He was very fortunate to have a ton of rhinos nearby, but that was good scouting from him. Pulling in the rhinos from long distance with Berbers is super nice early on Nomad because they can't catch up to you as fast. And then everything changed because of Viper's crazy uptime. Really, really nice opening for him, man. To be able to go for a counter castle while going on water against a guy who was just going fast castle is
so
pretty crazy. You have to question, though, like if Hart had that mill immediately, if he's up an additional 30 seconds faster, and that might be the difference maker here, Viper is maybe on the defensive in this game.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like, it was very clear. The mill was built when he hit feudal age. And a lot of players forget on Nomad maps, because they have all that fish, that you have to have a mill before the market, and that delayed him.
Happens to the
what
best.
A sick job. What a sick job from Viper, though. Like, to simplify it, right? Everyone here basically had one job, right? Jordan did his thing. Hart was fast castle. Leary's fast castle. They didn't do a lot. Viper had to go water, cleared out 2 players' fish, and then also had a competitive castle time, then recognized in a high-pressure moment that he could actually do this and win the castle war, which a lot of players wouldn't even try and do. That was just a masterclass from Viper, and it shows his Nomad experience.
From GL.
It's probably the best KD we're going to see in the final.
32-1.
I have never seen the infinity symbol. I'm pretty sure that's what that is,
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah, it happens all the time.
The infinity symbol for the KD.
Oh.
Yeah, screenshot that one. That's amazing. And then 0.07 for Hart
0.07
is somehow better than Leary's KD.
I would rather have 0 than 0.07, to be honest.
Same. 0.07 sounds so much worse.
It sounds so bad.
Oh, man. Well played. Gamer Legion up 2-0 here. It is a best of 9, and for those that have not seen the earlier rounds where Hart and Leary have been playing, they had 2 reverse sweeps to get here. They were down 2-0 and a best of 5, came back to win 3-2.
The early games did not look good either. So if you're judging this one and you're chatting like easy 5-0 or whatever, it might end up being, but don't count out the comeback here from AM. We're only 2 games deep into a best of 9.
Yeah, exactly. And no, I think the other side of that though is Gamer Legion. They've got some masterful players who are rarely going to throw, right?
Hmm.
So AM's going to have to make sure that if they're gonna like warm up a little bit late, that those first two games were the warm up games, and now it begins. Because I think you go down 0-3, you go down like 4-1 later, like it's going to be really tough to win like 3 or 4 straight against Gamer Legion today. But like now, some people might question picking Nomad when that was actually the home map for GL. That's something I didn't really mention. And I think if you're AM, just pick Arabia. Pick Arabia, pick Monocle, give Leary Archers, give Heart Scouts, and turn it around with a nice
You're
response.
such a weirdo when it comes to maps being picked.
What do you mean?
You're always talking. You're like, don't save your home maps for later. You always got to go for the win right away. You got to get that energy. What if you lose? That's even worse.
I mean, yeah, but like you can't go down 0-3 and having played multiple of your opponent's home maps.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I guess you're saving
what
your
if you
best maps.
just
I don't
what
know.
if you just beat your opponent on their home map? What about that?
What if you just win game one?
You're
This isn't even
looking
a
for
conversation.
energy. The best possible way to get energy is to slap your opponent around on their home map.
Well, they just tried that on Nomad. Was that a slap?
There was a
They
slap
got
involved.
slapped.
There
Yes.
was a slap.
I mean, and it's just so easy for us to talk about, right? Because like
Yeah.
as far as I know, AM have looked amazing on Nomad this whole tourney, and obviously that looked disastrous. So
Hmm.
yeah, with best of nines, it's really tricky. Like honestly, it's kind of our jobs to speculate a little bit, but I can't really be critical that they
I
picked
think
Nomad there.
you also like Nomad gives you a lot of good information. GL will probably know what civs you're gonna pick on Nomad. Nomad gives you some information on what GL is gonna pick on other maps just by removing civs from the draft.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like Berbers could be picked on
I
Migration, Coastline, or Pacific Islands. Berbers can be picked a lot of places for the water battles, right? Unlikely, but at least you remove it from the consideration. Burmese, you never know.
Yeah, Burmese. Burmese is just such an interesting civilization. I think Viper played them near perfectly in the previous game.
I
Big
think
shame here for Aftermath fans that we didn't get to see any Rats and Archers there from Heart, though. Like, Rats and Archers with a nice, clean, fast castle should have accomplished something there, but tried to
yeah.
go for the YOLO energy. We make it simple sometimes. When we look at, like, Yo, when his forward castles, we're like, yeah, forward castles are so good. And then we see other players struggle with it. So it will be Arabia next. Mayans was picked super early for Aftermath, but they've got other Archer civilizations they could give Leary here. And like you said, like there are multiple games where Leary's going crossbow, where Hart just kind of suicides his armies to distract the other two, and then Leary carries. So I would foresee Mayans here. Could maybe see Incas as well, as they're kind of good with archers too. I guess Italians, Malay technically could go archers as well, but those are probably civilizations saved more for some of the water maps, and there's a lot of water maps still remaining. I could see GL going for like Portuguese. They could also go kind of throwaway mode here, Dave, where it's like Tatars are good enough going crossbow, but not elite. It's your last pick. You're up 2-0. Maybe you go Tatars for your archer civ.
GL loves Tatars.
Yeah. I don't know how hilly the Arabia is. I imagine there's moderate amounts of hills.
There's a fair amount. I didn't notice excessive amounts of hills, but I know that the wood lines are not as big as previous versions.
Got it. Okay. So a little bit more aggression. Yeah, I mean, I think that going for Tatars, if you feel Arabia is a weak point for you, wouldn't be the worst because it's a solid enough civ,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saving all your other civilizations for later. But honestly, they picked Ethiopian super early, and GL's not a weak Arabia team, right? So they probably could just go for the confidence picks too.
Yeah, and if you're looking at all the other maps, like where are you going to use Ethiopians? Eldorado?
Yeah, you're probably, maybe I could see Monocle.
I haven't really
Um,
seen many games on monocles, so I don't know.
It's basically like, it still should be like scouts and archers, but it's a shorefish map, so you have a lot of
Oh,
like
it's
mills
the
on the
one with.
shorefish.
Oh, okay, with all the little ponds around the.
It was.
Okay.
It's been a few years, but it was in like one of the older USA Cups and
Yeah.
Germany Cups
Yeah.
a couple years back.
Yeah, because I totally tuned in for all the USA Cup action.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to see
Big.
my my boy, do well.
Who, Spring?
Daniel, of course.
Oh, Daniel, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I didn't play. I don't know if it was in the most recent one. I didn't play in the most recent one.
Well, you could have
but
won a
couple
watch
years back.
or whatever prize they had.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. It was it was a mess. There was drama and the organization was all over the place. And, it was the most
USA Cup.
It was the most USA Cup. One of their players didn't play, and yeah. Yeah. Sorry I brought it up, people. Wonder how a Canada Cup would go. You get like Canada's got some solid players.
I know. I thought about organizing it in the past. The problem is that number one, hair is too good now. So
Sure, but like
that's a
so's
problem.
Daniel in the USA.
Yeah, but
Arab might not even play.
and that's another issue, right? So then we have a Canada Cup with like Slam Chris Mentalist, which is fantastic. Raw, you got like Tigger, Silver
You
Star.
got like Survivalist.
It would be
you
a fairly good tournament. The problem is like the final. Just getting there is going to be a stomp.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the same with any national tournament.
Yeah, that's true, right? It was the same with German Cup because you had. I think the exceptions to that might be like if there was a Vietnamese Cup, that'd be pretty sick.
Oh yeah,
like back when Backtwin in his prime,
ACCM
say my name.
Really well now, but yeah, that would be sick. Finland Cup would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
back in the day, maybe not right now with Valesa, but maybe.
Or maybe we need to find a country that's just like overall really bad, and then that's the best country cup.
True,
because then there's no clear winner.
We already have USA Cup, so.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew
you loaded
I knew
that
it was
one up
opening
for
the door. Oh, geez. All right. Well, anyways, we move on. Here we are, game number 3, and again, I was thinking about it a little bit. AM, they went for Nomad in game 2, which was one of Gamer Legion's home maps. Now it's a best of 9 and whatnot, and like you said, Dave, could be a big momentum swing to tie up the series on your opponent's homeland. But that did not happen. In fact, the previous game was the worst KD that Hart and Leary maybe have ever experienced.
And you're right. Together. You can't go down 3-0 here. Like you can't.
Yeah. You gotta come out swinging, right? And so we've got some big picks. I am a little bit surprised to see that it's Incas instead of Mayans here for Leary, but Incas are an incredible civilization to go archers, which is what you'd expect from him. Hart's gone for the Franks, one of the best scout and the knight civilizations in the game. But we have an amazing stack for Gamer Legion too. Viper playing as Ethiopians, one of the better archer civs in the game, and then Slavs as well, especially a newly buffed Slavs with their fast farms, sick with their own scouts into knights. So that's what we expect here.
Well, Incas are already, they're a little bit better on the Nineville start too, because you don't have to make houses forever.
Yeah.
Right? You start with 2 houses, 25 population space right away is beautiful. And it's funny that I mentioned the wood lines before, because this generation versus all the other ones, look at how many wood lines are on this Arabia. Look at the one in between Jordan and Viper. Like it's a wall cutting them off.
There's no team wall possible now if they were going to do that. Actually, this could be
brutal.
There could be a moment in this game where either team is trying to click behind this wood line and they get really, really confused or stuck, right? Because that extends all the way to the one that's even around the pond. I don't know. Maybe an admin right now is like, is that admin reable or something? I don't think it is, but
the wood on this map, there's just so many wood lines. It's crazy.
Is like this is like if well, never mind. The real life example I was going to use would have been horrible, but maybe a few too many wood lines generated here. I'm not exactly sure. Apparently, they're having lag issues.
Yep.
And
I got a lag spike as well, so I can feel it through the spec, which is never a good sign.
Never a good sign. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, they don't have to restore, but if they do, then we'll want the players to have a smooth start. And actually, I had fast forward on.
Same.
So I don't know what just happened, but now it's slowed down again.
Same.
So I think we're good for now.
No.
No, they're not. Let's restore, please. I saved.
Two
Okay, so we don't
over.
get to see the very long woodline play a role.
Good.
Sad
That map
times.
was really weird the way it generated. That was very unlike any of the other Arabias. Like as soon as I loaded in, I
Yeah.
looked at it, it's kind of whoa.
That's where like I think T West did the maps. That's where T West is like, whew.
Well, maybe
It's
they
like, thanks to
restore
E
it.
for the
Who
lag.
knows? I think
Yeah.
at that point you just restart, but who knows?
Well,
They restore.
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I think restore is actually the play. So we'll see. Either way, it's going to be the same civs. You can't change the civilizations here. That's very important to note. Some people are like, oh, well, now you know they're civs. Counter it. No, can't do that. So yeah, we'll see. But again, to repeat myself, there needs to be a response here for AM. If they turn this into a 2-1 for Gamer Legion, they'll still feel pretty good. The best of 9 here. Lots of games will be played today. What has been your favorite map from this tourney? Actually, I think I already know. I should ask for your second favorite map because I'm going to guess your favorite map is Four Seasons. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
It's up there for sure. I'm looking through all the maps because I've really enjoyed the map pool here.
There's been a lot of like
probably
non-meta
Four
maps.
Seasons. Hamburger's been really fun to watch. Eastern Coastline, I think, is interesting, although I don't know how many games I would be able to watch on it. Water Nomad has been so disappointing for me. I like watching it.
No, just because people don't make demos, right?
Well, no, it's not only that. Like I feel like the only player I've seen that knows how to play the late game on Water Nomad is Yo. That's the only player. Yeah. Like he's the only one going for the weird docks in the corners of people's bases and like making fast fires and just sending it in the eco. Nikov spent 50 minutes responding to fast fires from one dock in the back of his base, and everyone else is just kind of massing up galleys and playing the full army versus army.
They just treat it like Arabia with like full archers.
Yeah, it's like they have
right?
archers.
Like that's basically Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
I
glad
get
that the tournament's almost over for Water Nomad's sake, because that map, it's interesting, but it's not very entertaining, which is galley versus galley.
Yeah, and also, as a very anti-ding guy, just way too many dings.
Yeah, I have to stop.
You click a dock, there's a ding. There's a ship, there's a ding. There's a kill, there's a ding. There's a fit. It's just
like I thought I woke up from my alarm was set for like 3 hours ago.
Yeah,
crazy.
So funny side note. Let's see if we're restoring here or if it's a new game. Okay, so they've restored this, and we will continue on with the same generation with the massive woodline. Hopefully, they're not lagging. Just to complete my sentence here on the dinging. I think I'm allowed to say this. So, been talking to Capture Age recently about some new stuff, and they genuinely had on their proposal list for ideas to remove certain percentages of dings. They're like, T90, we've heard your complaints about the dings. What can we do? I was like, oh, appreciate it, guys, but not sure if that's high up on my priority list here.
Well, Capture Age made some really good changes. I don't know if you're using the updated version, but especially for 1v1, like they have total res collected on the UI and everything like that. It's really
really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that. I got my own little version that will have to be changed for that. But that's one of my favorite stats for the game right now, instead of having to tab to it, for example.
All right, so we're back.
Gold. Yeah, we're back, and I'm looking at gold spots for the Archer players. And Leary's gold is abysmal. Leary's
hideous.
This whole map is actually pretty bad for him. Viper, on the other hand, he can kind of envision some walls. He's got some gold on the back on top of getting the extra food and gold when he makes it to the next stage with the Ethiopians. So I think Leary, when you think about the guy, you think about taking good fights consistently and always having control. He better have control here, because this is not a map that does you any favors.
Leary and Hart have worse maps than Jordan and Viper. Like, Jordan and Viper have really, really solid maps here. You can see the walls already in your head. You can wall to the edge of the map for both of them. It's fantastic. Leary and Hart are both further away from the edge, as Leary loses the Eagle now against the Scout from Jordan. And it's
they're
actually a lot more
further away from each other, too, right? Like, they are slightly further from helping their teammate.
But Jordan and Viper do have the giant
wall of wood.
giant wall of wood. Yep.
Have they scouted that at all? Okay, Jordan hasn't.
They haven't seen it at all.
Viper hasn't. Dude, that's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna play a role here
Yeah.
in some way. So, anyways, big walls coming up here from everybody. Scouts on the field now from Hart heading over towards Viper. Leary built his ranges faster than Viper. He had a really clean build order here. So he should have Archer numbers on the field faster, and that could start a snowball. And Hart and Leary are incredible Arabia players. And already you see scouts showing up here from Hart, and he'll be happy just to delay Viper's ranges. That's a big deal for Viper not to have that Archer range up.
Getting hit by the TC is not great, and I think Hart needs to maybe get out of here. He doesn't know how wallable Viper's base is, so he might get trapped in the scouts. But delaying that a little bit, and that means an extra Archer on the field for Leary, right?
Yeah, absolutely does. And that would be communicated to Leary as well. The scouts from Jordan hitting the walls from Hart. There's no villager there, though, so nice job from Hart not to leave himself too exposed. And 4 scouts already from Hart.
Oh,
all around Viper.
Takes damage from the TC with the other one, too. Oh, he's not going to be very happy about that. Not very happy at all. That's a rough start.
And now will Hart click his scouts over to Jordan and encounter the Great Wall of Wood?
I think so. Leary's signaling over there. He said, I'm coming in here. There's no area for him to hit, though, because Jordan already has the walls up.
So good from Jordan.
Is Leary just going to dive right through?
He is, but Jordan expected it.
Yeah. Not happening.
And now we have scouts from Viper and from Jordan already getting a villager kill. And again, it's like Gamer Legion. They have found more value with the early plays, and we feel like maybe the maps, like the gold positions, could be a problem. I will say this. Leary needs to just tower, right? Like, I think it's actually stubborn not to tower here. I know players don't like to do it, but...
Especially with Incas.
With that gold, just drop the tower just in case. Viper moving forward now that he's protected. So 2 different approaches. Like, one team goes aggressive and then walls. The other team is aggressive after they're safe. That's what Gamer Legion have done. And now Hart's going to be under some pressure.
I mean, to be fair, it could just be the maps coming into play once again, right? Like, Gamer Legion could easily wall.
Yeah,
very, very easily. I think if Aftermath went for this strategy, I don't know if they can pull it off.
They couldn't. Yep, they had to use aggression here. And now you have the teamwork here from Viper. And, that's the new pathing! Or maybe a massive misclick for Viper. But Viper ran right into the scouts there. So this could have been a much better fight here for GL.
Great clear up
the
for Hart
faster firing archers. They're going to get some kills, but actually gets cleared up.
That felt like some bad path. It felt like he was tasking backwards, because why would he move
and they went forward
there? Yeah, and then they moved forward
That's
into the thing. So you can avoid that by pressing the stop command on your archers, but still, it's like you don't want to have to do that, right? It's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's literally, to explain it, guys, so a lot of players are patrolling or attack moving into an attack, and then if you click them another direction, the units complete the earlier patrol or attack move first. So you click them back, they'll go forward 4 tiles. It happens every single time, and it has been reported, and hopefully they fix it. But I will say this. Viper's fight still killed a lot of scouts. So he didn't snowball the game to ending it there, but he still killed a lot of scouts. His archer number is still not awful. But this puts Leary in a position where he's got the archer lead, and that's exactly what Aftermath would have wanted.
Yeah, archers coming in. Viper shouldn't lose this villager.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
that's really tough to not lose that, because I don't think he knew the army was there. But can he defend here? And Jordan's bringing scouts over. He had to go around the Great Wall of Wood. Took him some time.
It's not many scouts either. Like, it's really not that many scouts for Jordan. He has a better eco setup here from Hart. And Leary and Hart are kind of in a corner here. Viper is playing Ethiopian, so he has faster firing archers than Leary. Have to be careful about that.
And now the scout numbers getting whittled down a little bit from Hart. Nice defense here from Viper and Jordan. But nice micro there from Leary. Kills 2 archers from Viper as Hart and Leary back away. AM will be pretty happy how this has gone, considering how bad it could have been at Hart's base.
Yep.
And you always want Leary to be dominating on the archer front. Oh, God, the Wall of Wood. Leary's coming in with more units on the right. I thought he was going to try and retreat here, and he'd have a decision to make. But I love how Leary plays, man. He's just always moving forward with another group. Another group's even on the way right now. Still no tower on that gold is wild to me. But they know where Viper and Jordan are.
They're trying to go around. They're like, let's go to Jordan. How? It's affecting both teams now.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the double palisade. You don't see that every day. And Jordan hasn't done that everywhere, so he'd still be exposed. And Jordan
Stone
and
walls
Viper
even.
need to track this. And I think they just caught a glimpse of Leary, and they know that Leary is on the way. And
Jordan's going for
Stonewalls from Jordan.
stone walls. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's a really smart play because otherwise could be problematic. But they still need to try and find this army. And Hart and Leary, are they going to go back to Viper's base here?
Nice. Really nice job from Hart clicking up to Castle Age. He stalled out the scout production because they were forward.
Yeah.
And he's gone up to Castle Age first. So Jordan is now on the way up to Castle Age. He has used some of his stone, though, so he can't go for 2 additional TCs, just 1. He's going to add in some extra stables. And then Viper using the market. He's trying to go up. Leary, if he uses the market, he can go up.
Yeah. And I think nice job from them to also keep Leary's archer numbers alive, fall back for the time being. Still no tower. I did notice that Leary collected 20 stone, though, so I think maybe he's considering making a tower on his wood and a tower on his gold, but he's going to use his army to protect his gold. And Viper's going to head straight towards Hart here, but Hart's uptime, very nice, very healthy.
Yep.
And also love the house walling here. There's no real vulnerabilities on the front, which means that Viper's archer numbers might not get through. There's actually a couple more areas I'd like to see Hart house wall.
It's
next to
super
his
solid,
gold.
though. That just means, like, eventually they'll break through if they sit on that, but it gives you time to respond. And Leary is now going for palisade walls all the way around his base. Still hasn't gone for a tower. He can't really easily TC that gold because of the hills.
Yeah. The thing is, too, is like a tower doesn't really save you from knights, and even one tower doesn't stop you from 30, 40 crossbows. So at the end of the day, like right now, these guys are fighting through controlling the game with some army. And they're trying to find each other right now. And oftentimes it's the players that hit the Castle Age first that kind of force the aggression. So Leary's already moving out. Leary will be slightly faster than Viper to the next stage. Leary's got 32 archers. It's just insane. But he doesn't have the Ethiopian firing speed that Viper does. There's a TC then for Hart on the back. Able to prioritize +2 armor, which is key if you're going to be up against archers. Archer's on the hill for Viper, just waiting. He'll go 3 ranges. And Viper sold all of his stone. He's not thinking about adding TCs at all.
Hart is
walls
tracking that
from
archer
Leary.
position from Viper. Like, he keeps sending the
it's
scouts
really
back there.
Yeah, and Viper, does he have any tracking from Jordan to let him know that Leary
He
is
should
coming
have
towards him right
outposts
now?
out here, dude. He's got Ethiopians. They're free.
Yeah, I agree.
Essentially. Oh, this
Yeah, it
is
doesn't
really bad.
cost
Leary's
stone.
getting crossbow in 7 seconds. If Viper can't get out of here, it could be really, really bad. But Viper is getting crossbow as well, and he's only going to lose a couple archers. Good job from Viper.
That is a massive army, though, right? That is insane, and Jordan's going to need to send help. But what a hill to have. These ranges will go down very quickly, and this is what Aftermath do to you. They will snowball the archer advantage by just, if you're not fighting them, they'll take out your buildings too.
Good Mike.
Viper, though, with a great job to kind of keep things competitive here. His range is still going to stay up. Still is wood, still is gold, and has ballistics on the way, and it'll be slightly faster than Leary's ballistics upgrade.
God, Jordan's being so annoying. One Lycav and Heartspace snipe Seville. Lycav attacking the wall as Leary's trying to micro at his base.
Yeah, seriously. Multiple Lycav moving around, and now Leary has to respect that with a couple crossbows. And Viper is not broken here.
Jordan sniping farms. Oh, he just took 2 farms with that Lycav and Heartspace. Oh
Dude,
my God.
Jordan, this reminds me of the Zawal game, right? Like with his Cav. He does such a good job with tiny little numbers. The main group hasn't really been a point of conversation yet for Jordan this entire game. Like his main scout group is not really ever in the position you would have
The
wanted.
wall of wood coming in between Hart and Leary. And now Leary needs to make the long trek all the way around. So do Viper and Jordan, though. As Jordan is still running around with 1 Lycav in the back. Oh, he's got more.
multiple.
He's got friends
How did
now.
he get through there? I think the gate might have opened.
Maybe.
Or something. I'm not exactly sure how the Lycav got through, but yeah, the Lycav's got friends. And again, Jordan finding great damage with the Cav. And Hart and Leary thought they were going to have the timings on Viper. Couldn't break him. This is awful for Hart's economy right now. Farms are idle. Villagers are dying.
Must have been the gate because we see the Knights working away on the gate now.
Yeah.
As Hart is completely distracted. Jordan's trying to go for a siege workshop here. They're both trying to get into Jordan's base. Stonewalls look genius at this point.
You got to kill Jordan now if you're Leary and if you're Hart. And Jordan, if you lose 10 villagers to keep the rest of your eco protected, it's worth it. You just cannot die because Heart is completely dead.
Yep.
That amount of crossbows and knights takes them completely off of gold. Heart can't make army now. And I actually love, as stupid as it sounds, I like the idea of just still standing right next to the siege workshop. You've got to get in. You've got to do something. You can't just... You can't go back now, Leary.
I love the fact that Viper is taking out all of Heart's farms, too. This is so much damage. Just sit here. So much damage.
Dang. This is... Yeah, and so, again, you know, just to repeat myself, you got to kill Jordan now. And Jordan made it so he can't be killed. Added the siege behind, and now they've got to go across a wall of wood to get to Viper's base.
Dude, Heart's going to lose like 20 farms here to the crossbows. Great. That's amazing.
Horrible. And he already lost them to Lycav earlier.
Yep.
And now, Jordan's eco's in a pretty good spot, and Jordan can consistently add in knights in support. Actually, if Jordan just goes to Leary's gold, this game is over. But Jordan and Viper both feeling like they just need to defend from Leary's crossbows at Viper's base now, and then they've got their game.
I mean, I know it's easy to get out, but Hart has walled in this army now from Viper and Jordan into his base.
True. True.
Here come the crossbows over to Viper's side. Hart is still here with the army. They know they need to do something.
New pathing, taking Viper a little close to the units there. Loses a couple more crossbows because of it. Jordan needs to send more help. Maybe Viper and Jordan will try and escape now to come home to defend from this with the other army they have at Hart's base. Leary's actually trying to help right now. There's units there they can't get in and help with. But, dude, Leary's just ridiculous. 53 crossbows now. And still producing them. And he's played the perfect game. The problem really here is that Jordan and Viper got that double in on Hart.
Well, the light cab getting in. It's just like, how did they get it? We'll have to go back and examine that. How did they get in? That's what opened up everything.
The gate was open because of something. And it might have actually been a farming villager because I looked right after the light cab went through and I didn't see a knight nearby. Because so you know how sometimes farmers, they'll go to the right of the farm and a gate will open?
Yeah.
I think it might have actually been that.
This woodline has mattered so much. Now Leary and Hart can't just easily go back to Jordan's base.
They'll actually be trapped if they ever try to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leary
can't escape now.
Another army of crossbows in the center, but there's no army from Hart to support him because Hart is basically dead, and Jordan is now getting the +2, and he's got 20 knights. They've identified where that army is from Leary. They know about the army in the back, which will take a long time to bust into Jordan's base, so they're going to go for the one in the middle.
Dude, Jordan is so good. Yeah, he's playing so well. I mean, obviously hasn't been under pressure, but the defense with the stone walls and the siege workshop has been so important, and this one army from Leary, which he needs, is going to be completely surrounded by knights and crossbows. The perfect find for Gamer Legion, and the game lacks stutters for me, and it's now a 3-0 lead for GL. What a great job from Jordan in this game to get into Heart's base. What a great job from Viper to stay alive in early Castle Age. And thus far, this has been complete and utter domination from GL.
I'm going to try and go back to where it all happened. That was before. Let's see what happened.
I'm looking as well.
So we've got the one light cav in the back of Heart's base, distracting him a ton. Killed a villager, lamed a farm, right? And then the light cav from Leary come over. They're hanging out near the gates.
Oh,
and
that one
it's
scout.
The scout.
The scout! Oh my God.
The time. That's so unlucky, dude. That
is that on auto scout?
If the light cav aren't there, Viper is going to take a lot longer to break through the wall because there's going to be villagers.
Well, Hart deleted a house to bring army in, and that's what Viper used to come through.
I think this thing's on auto scout. I think auto scout just screwed over Hart.
I mean, it's that, or maybe because there was one light cav and it was weak, he brought his scout home to go kill that.
Maybe.
So I could see
it could be that.
one.
Yeah, it's probably
I think
more
that's probably the most realistic. Yeah. But, I mean, that moment is kind of what snowballed the game. Now, I do think, like, GL's maps were a bit better and everything. And
but look at
it was
this.
A bit easier
Like,
for them
Hart
at times,
pulls
but
all the villagers away from the wood line.
Yeah.
And then the crossbows just suddenly... And did he delete a house?
Yeah, he deleted a house in the front. That's what I'm saying, to bring units in. And that's what allowed Viper to come in, and it snowballed it even further.
I was too busy looking at the massacre. I wasn't paying attention.
No, it's okay. So yeah, that's unfortunate. And now to be down 3-0.
Yeah.
And then you lose on your home map as well. It's not great. But again, we should repeat this. Aftermath were down 2-0 in best of fives twice in this tournament, came back to win 3-2. So they are no
They're
strangers of
down
comebacks. Hopefully they could
3-0
turn it
now.
around here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a problem.
Well, I guess they could go down 4-0 and then win 5 straight,
They
technically,
could.
still. So
They could.
But Viper and Jordan are looking amazing today. You know, I've really liked Jordan's play. There's been key moments where Jordan needs to stabilize and stay alive. Even like the Nomad game, with how rough that start could have been at the start, and Jordan still finds himself in super consistent positions. And then we got Viper being able to play strong through military and situational aspects. Excuse me. So I want more games though, so I'm leaning a little bit more towards AM here the next couple.
Same. So AM hasn't used a single civ on the top line of their draft.
True. And there's some pretty big civilizations as well. For any water map, having Japanese, Italians, Malay is just insane. Hybrid map or lands map, having Persians is awesome. Spanish, Mayans, those civs that have been shown to dominate in the past. So you could look to the other side of things and say like GL's got, you know, some of their early picks as well. But like Dravidians are good until they're not. Koreans, good sometimes, but other times not. So yeah, I agree that AM's still got some good civilizations, and they should at least see the positives in that.
I'm going to get my coffee before it's cold.
All good. Do your thing. Do your thing. But GL up 3-0, best of 9 here, folks. Best of 9.
All right, I'm back. Did he leave?
That was quick.
Oh,
I'm here. We're good.
that's the strat. I leave quickly,
to...
and then you leave, and then I come back, and I can talk to your chat without you being there. Easy.
Do you remember? Well, of course you're gonna remember this. So someone brought this up the other day. They said they found Age of Empires because of Ring Nothing, and on the Ring Nothing video, a kind soul time-stamped the key moments. The Morgan Freeman Dave.
Yeah. What's wrong?
I still don't know how that happened.
Okay? I don't know. That's never happened to me, dude. I don't know.
If I'm ever having a rough day, I just go.
Wasn't that the Filster game too, where Filster?
Yeah, where Filster's PC is dying, and it's like 6 a.m.
And his game is completely frozen, but he didn't resign or whatever. And then he's in Discord, like streaming his PC dying.
He was giving you He was giving you commentary, so he just kept messaging you updates. And then, I mean, we were up all night, too, so it was like 6 a.m. for us. It was insane. Good memories. As well as, like, some of the old community game memories were floating back recently. We should, one of these Fridays, cast a Diplo game or something.
It's been a long time, dude.
It's been a bit.
Have I ever cast low since the very first Low Elo Legends that wasn't even named a Low Elo Legends video? Have I cast with you on that?
We did, because I remember it was like a mega random game. This isn't gonna help.
One with the
Burmese
Turks?
Mongols.
There was one with Turks where the guy was just making houses along the edge of the map.
Along the edge of the map. Yeah, we did one day, and it was a good time. Dude, there's this guy. Just catch you up to speed. People are very invested. There's a guy. I found him when he was 60 elo. His name is McLean.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, he was at 9 elo. And basically, he has his own build order, so he always stops at 13 villagers until he's an imp.
Yeah.
And then rushes chemistry and cannon galleons with the Spanish.
Big.
But on Valley, okay, he actually stonewalled the entire middle of the map on Valley and made cannon galleons through the middle. And the opponent was very confused. Like, he actually had a chance.
I mean, I'm confused how he got the stone wall up.
Well, you know, it's low elo. The guy's just booming, you know? It was something else.
I was watching I was with Wellen and a couple other people in their Discord watching Potato play, I think. And he was like 1100 or something like that queuing up against people. And there was one guy he faced who was Saracens. He came forward. He's at like 1100 elo or whatever. He came forward with like 8 villagers. Tried to lame the berries from Potato. The only reason he didn't is because Potato was Gajara's and already had a mill there. And he tried to like kill the mill and then lost all of the villagers and then like made a forward base. And I looked at his profile on AW2 Rex or whatever. My man has 5,000 games. Like 4,000 of them are with Saracens. And I look through his Rex. He goes forward with like 8 villagers every game. And he'll set up a mill on the opponent's berries. And usually at that elo, they will resign. If they don't resign,
because people don't know yeah, so it's like it works if people freak out.
Yeah.
But if people stay in the game, then they're all good. Yeah.
Also, he was really unhappy that he said, I think he said like, play a real Civ like a real man. My guy has like 4,000 games of Saracens.
Play a real Civ.
So good.
Something that you will really appreciate. So I found a game. It was like 700 elo or something, and it was African clearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the Dark Age, this one guy goes, "Where's your base? Mine is here." And he signals somewhere where his base isn't, obviously.
Yeah, classic.
And the opponent actually signaled his own TC.
Got him. He got him. Dude.
Yeah,
That's
he got him good.
Move. That's a classic
He got him good.
move.
And then the guy goes, "Okay, cool. We won't make armies until Castle Age. Oh, deal?" And the guy's like, "Fine." And I said, the second that guy said that, I was like, "Guys, he's making an army."
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna sneak archers or scouts or something. Like anyone who ever says that is gonna make army. And of course he did. And the guy had the audacity to call out the other player for defending from that army. He's like, "Hey, we said no armies."
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. A lot of classic mind games. Unfortunately, the guy then ended up being really toxic near the end. So I was like, "Well,
yeah,
you
it was the same.
bro."
It was the same with this dude, bro.
Yeah,
it's just like
it was funny, but you ruined it.
It's funny too because Potato is sitting in a call with like 7 of us, and we're all suggesting stuff that he could type to like egg him on at the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
We're like, tell him to play Art of War.
Oh man. It's good fun though, like, variety is the spice of life for me, right? And occasionally finding a couple mid or like low elo players who like really see the game differently is super fun.
It's also,
especially,
I think it's kind of interesting when it's kind of like a shout out to back in the day. Obviously, I don't like toxic players or whatever, but I think it's funny when you win and then they're toxic to you, and then you just try and see how toxic you can make them. With like,
you just keep poking them.
Yeah. Like, I think that's hilarious, dude, because they started it. Like, they initiated the conflict there, right? Like,
yeah, in age, I am not on the receiving end, or I'm not dishing it out either. Let's be clear, but there's not a lot of toxicity because I don't know. Maybe pro players are really kind. Maybe people know me. Maybe people are like, okay, but they don't want someone to make a video about this, but whatever. I don't know. I don't experience it a lot in age. I like it that way. But the rare time I'm playing other games on the internet, I'm quickly reminded of how, other gaming communities can be. And a couple months back, I played FIFA for the first time in a long time.
Dude. Yeah.
And the amount of raging messages in Spanish that I got on my Xbox, I was having so much fun.
You're just typing back like, "Okay."
Yeah, I would like, I'd be like, "Oh, like, babe, we got another one," and I like pull up the translator, and I like, "Oh my god, what?" It's just funny to me because like I don't get bent out of shape about video games like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I think at a certain point, you would hope
you
eventually you kind of grow out of it.
Yeah, especially if you're losing a bunch in a row, you get frustrated, but you don't take it out on the other people.
You don't take it out on other people.
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
Part of me, as we have 20 seconds left, grew up with the internet in the era where you could say anything, right? So part of me kind of misses that like vulgarity in a sense of just people going back and forth and being absolutely brutal to each other and then forgetting about it 10 seconds later. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like when someone starts it up against me, and then you can kind of just
Well,
play
you
it
can't.
off.
There's certain people you can't chirp,
Yeah.
right? There's certain people you can't, and you fall into that category, right? Someone starts to trash talk you, myself included, by the way. There's only one person winning that. So,
It really
uh,
is. I think
yeah.
you've won a couple though. I will give you credit. I think you got
I
me
mean, I've
good a
gotten
couple of
better,
times.
right? I've
Yeah.
gotten better, but yeah. So, anyways, we had a long wait here, folks. After the first 3 games, and GL are looking good. Maybe Aftermath, went to get some coffee. Maybe this is a predetermined break. We don't exactly know, but no, Aftermath, they're now playing on a map that they're very used to. I think you had said, Dave, they won on this map quite frequently. So we've got Persians for Heart in the blue.
Mhm.
We've got Leary as the Chinese in the green against the Bulgarians and Celts from Jordan and Viper.
Oh boy.
Very late picks from both of them here. What in the world?
What in the world, indeed? Celts. I still think the Celts are a good civilization in certain circumstances. The wood bonus is great, right? Can really help you out on the water. And a unit that I think is currently very underrated and undervalued is the Woad Raider. Woad Raiders, with the little buffs that they got, Tristan, in Castle Age, they have 11 attack now. They produce crazy quickly. Like, they can be a really devastating combination, especially if you're already on stone in the middle and have castles
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah, and I guess, while that may be true, the thing we need to then remind people of, there's not a lot of stone next to your base, right? So there's 4 tiles of gold, and then there's 2 tiles of stone. So if Jordan wants to get there, Jordan will probably need to be in the middle, and the middle is always visible to everybody. So we have seen some interesting plays, and I think the biggest talking point right now is that Jordan is docking, but Jordan's not even docking his side,
It's north.
actually.
Yeah.
He is docked near Viper. So
And
have we
Viper's
seen
already
this before?
signaled the heart dock. Yeah, Leary did this yesterday. Leary went
Okay.
forward with the villager with Chinese, actually. Tried to lame and then docked forward and tried to get...
To kill someone's
sorry.
fish.
This is,
But it's like a
sorry,
defensive dock.
I was assuming Jordan was docking forward here. I got the colors completely messed up. He's actually docking defensively. So I guess Viper's signaling the dock from Heart, saying there's a dock over here. Leary has his scout patrolling along the side, so he's going to know that Jordan's not in the standard place. And Viper might actually put another dock on the right side of Jordan to try and protect the fish. So we might see a massive fish boom here from Jordan.
But this is, while there is obviously potential because it's Jordan and Viper and Bulgarians and Celts have their bonuses, very late picks on their Civ drafts against very early picks on the AM Civ draft, Gamer Legion will almost basically chalk this one up as a loss in their book Civ-wise. So already up 3-0. They're going to try something different here. And part of that is hiding the fish with Jordan. So Jordan maybe doesn't want to lose his fish early. But Chinese, starting with the additional villagers.
He's sending another
cheaper
villager
techs.
to the right side now, Jordan. So is he going to go for one fish dock in the back and then one aggressive forward dock? If Leary sees this, it's going to be problematic, and Leary will see it. Leary,
Nope, Leary didn't see it.
Ah, no.
It's also interesting, too. Jordan is assuming correctly, of course, but he didn't actually confirm that Leary's docked either when he went through. But yeah, I guess you're using, you have to know, and you're using the wood bonus if you go for the water play.
Yep.
So that's the idea there. Viper is going for militia. Now the Bulgarians get the militia line upgrades for free in each age. So this will be man-at-arm play from him. Hard scouting has actually been really poor. He does not have any vision on where Viper is at all. But maybe it's almost expected. Man-at-arms from Viper, though, could find some potential damage on the wood line. And believe me, it's like, you got to know. The big reason that people aren't going for man-at-arms these days is because players scout it, and then they pre-wall it. But, quick walls, of course, could happen as well for Hart. But I could see Viper getting some real damage in here. Hart has no clue. The way Hart is building up his base is he is not expecting man-at-arms.
Yeah, well, men-at-arms, if your opponent has good information, good scouting, can really be nuked, right? They can be countered by a few walls here or there. And scouts it's just more versatile to make tech switches when you open scouts. So men-at-arms may be popular at a little bit of a lower elo, but here we go. They're in.
Yeah, and it's going to be 2, no, not 3. And
Oh,
there goes the quick wall, and the quick wall doesn't land. Now Hart's going to have to pull villagers around. This is going to be stressful times for him. Will he lose a villager here? It looks like he
probably gonna lose
probably
one.
will.
He's trying to save him, doesn't get him,
2,
but he gets the
2.
quick
That
walls
villager's
down,
still there.
and this guy dies.
Yeah, so sloppy stuff there from Hart, but well, what a great job from Viper. Easy for us to say, of course, as Hart now runs into the TC from Viper. Easy for us to say, but, you know, this is the final after all. Hart's an amazing player,
Look at
and
the
you've
wall
got
from
to
Jordan.
you've got to make sure. As Jordan goes for these
Is my man
pathetic little
fish
circle
trapping
walls.
in the center with Kelt's wood bonus? He's trying to get some pressure on Leary, but Leary, like I said before at the beginning of the set, really good balancing water and land production on this map.
Yeah, so Hart's got to recover now, right? And Jordan knew from hearing from Viper that scouts would be coming. Expected some archers, I'm sure, from Leary. Leary actually mainly went for water, though, to defend from water, and he had his 2 docks defensively against just the 1 offensive dock here from Jordan. So I don't know if Jordan's going to actually be able to get value. Having said that, Jordan, holy crap, that was sick. Quick walled in his villager and killed the fire galley there at the same time.
Leary's still coming over, though, and that villager has a limited lifespan unless Jordan can get some more units on the water. Scouts roaming around for Hart. It is bad he lost those 2 villas, but Persians is a civ that can recover from that. Faster producing TC definitely helps. And he's got 6 scouts, and Viper, like I said, it's harder to make the transitions off men-at-arms, even with Bulgarians who get the
Viper
upgrade
wants
for free.
he wants the cheaper and faster researching blacksmith upgrades here. Does nicely quick wall in his villager there on the blacksmith. Hart will happily move away knowing he delayed that. And there's the market from Jordan. So there's this phrase in 1v1s with the Celts. Celt eat TC. I wonder if maybe Jordan's going to go for some crazy, like, spear siege play or something. But, you know, thus far, Leary's done a great job to defend his fish. The 2 dock approach into archers was much better than, say, archers into following up with the docks. Viper's still on water. Or Jordan's still on water on the other side, sorry, to protect Viper's fish. Viper's done nothing on water, but Leary's fire galleys are now on the way and will eventually find Jordan. I still like the dock from Jordan, though, because it is keeping his fishing ship safe.
Leary is housed right now. He only has 1 archer at home.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know where the other 2 are. Oh, they came over to deal with that villager from Jordan on the dock. Yeah, they get her.
Scouts from Hart. Yeah, kid villager's dead. And Viper's got the scouts
Jordan's already
out as
slinging
well.
Viper, dude. He's paying a ton in
Oh.
tax. A lot in tax. Viper's on the way to Castle Age. Jordan sent him wood, food, and gold.
Oh, interesting. This is interesting. Okay, so Jordan is going to send all the resources he gets now to the Viper so Viper can kill in the Castle Age. It's high risk, high reward.
And he's got Krepos.
Sling was nerfed in this tournament.
He's got Krepos available to him. Right? So
That's fair.
this is
Like maybe like a Krepos in the
interesting
middle
strategy.
or something.
Yeah, he's not on stone yet. But if he goes for the knights, he's going to get the upgrades cheap and super quick with Bulgarians. And with the extra res from Jordan, he can produce maybe like 5-6 knights here. Maybe follow up with a Krepos on one of the bases or in the center.
I'm seeing some holes in the walls for AM. And if Viper gets knights in there, this could be brutal. And that's just maybe the thinking, right? Your civilizations aren't as good for standard bonuses and standard play. You've got to go for something that has a little bit more bite to it. And with the faster researching blacksmith upgrades, with a little bit of sling and fast knights, maybe there's some real chances here. But I'm seeing a lot of Navy from Hart and a lot of Navy from Leary trying to close in on Viper and Jordan's fish right now. And still good Castle Age times for Leary and Hart as they're both going to be playing the game. Jordan's just handing it all over to Viper.
There's
right
a reason Leary and Hart have won this map 3 times in a row. And they picked it on their decider games, or saved it rather. It's because they're both so good at managing the land military and the water at the same time. And
that
Jordan has to
villagers
deal.
die for Hart there on the shoreline. Sorry, Dave.
That's brutal, dude. That's absolutely brutal. And that's
Oh,
those scouts
Dave,
with the
Dave,
upgrades,
Dave.
right?
The tree on the wood line for Hart is super close to being overchopped. Is 4 wood on it. I just noticed it a minute or 2 ago. That could be a tough hole to realize.
Yep.
And Viper doesn't seem to see it, though. And Viper sending its next 2 knights over towards Leary. Leary's got nice archer mass. He should be able to defend himself, but there goes Viper to the middle. And there's the hole.
The
And
hole,
no, Viper.
the hole.
Viper.
Hart, the last thing Hart needs right now is an overchop hole that he can't immediately notice. He sees the knights coming in, but he doesn't notice it. Oh, he gets the quick wall. Let's go, Hart.
Woo. Because, you know, it's already been a frustrating day, right? And that happens, and I think all hope that Hart could stabilize would be lost with 2+2 knights in there. And now the knights are over on Leary. And these are fully armored. Leary hasn't upgraded his units yet. Leary loses a villager. Nice micro from Viper. Leary never got any walls down here. Viper still receiving resources from Jordan. Add attacks, of course, but it's still more resources for Viper to work with here with all these knights. And Leary with some tremendous quick walls on the gold. Because if not, he would have lost everything.
He lost another villager on the right side, though. Crossbow coming in. Bodkin coming in. That's going to help a lot. Hart just sends the scouts over for a meat shield of some kind. And Leary will go for University. And he's also going for War Galley. So Jordan has to be careful. Jordan is still not up to the next stage. He is simply defending the fish currently.
Yeah. And normally, if the player's receiving sling and they are backing away, that is a bad sign. Normally, you would want to see continuous aggression from them. Viper is 3 TCs, though. So actually, it's a bit of an interesting approach where he was aggressive. They maybe expected that he wouldn't be able to break Aftermath because they're too good at defense. And now he's aiming for an eco lead.
They still haven't been able to get his fish, but I mean, he only has 5 fishing ships working on shorefish, so not the greatest
really
economy ever for Viper. He's transitioning onto farms now. He's also on stone, so could see a Krepos.
Yeah, and then to control the middle stone and gold is kind of the thinking here on this map, as players are going to be running out. Hart's going to have some monks on the field. Hart's going to have some camels, but this is all stuff that does cost gold, right? So you can only do this for a limited period of time, but there goes Leary. Leary will not be denied from the gold in the middle. Maybe he will. There's knights from Viper, but Leary's crossbows are close by, and Leary wants a TC there. I don't like that TC spot, only because I think Viper's Krepos can easily range it.
I think
but
this TC spot could be good for just forcing the Krepos further back, and then you can fall back with another TC.
You can fall back,
I think if you go on the edge of the map, if that gets taken out, then you're cut off permanently, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Viper might need to consider some siege here. It is just Viper. Very rare, again, that you see a sling into then the slinging stopping, too, right? So,
well, it's just to get up to Castle Age and get those knights, right? Get the map position, get onto the center.
Yeah. Knights from Viper still could find damage on the wood line. Leary focused in the middle with Hart. Viper is pretty heavily on stone in the middle. The gold's been found. Oh, geez. This is disastrous for Leary's eco at home.
Oh, boy. Villagers need to go back inside the TC here. There's not enough room for all of them.
There's not enough room for all of them, yeah. Actually, it might be pretty close. 2 more villagers drop. And Viper has the villager lead here.
I think Hart should douche that TC. With
the
TC
drop
here,
Viper?
I think so. In the little segment right over there, just put some pressure on it.
Listen, they're down 3 games.
You
that
put
can't be the way they
you put the TC there, and then Leary garrisons like 5 archers in it.
Yeah.
And then Viper can't go for a counter Krepos because the crossbows are there.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you're forcing the first Krepos from Viper way far back.
Maybe the next TC. Secure the golden stone for now, and maybe you can use the TC as a bit of a weapon with Persian soon.
Viper has
Jordan's still fighting on water, by the way.
Yeah.
1,000 stone. Wow. Yeah, but he clearly doesn't feel comfortable enough to actually drop anything in the middle yet. But he does know that the camels are out of position for Hart. Hart was looking for Viper's knights that were in Leary's base, and Viper doesn't have them there anymore. And so here comes Viper. He's going to have some spears from Jordan. Well, Jordan's spears are going to go down. But some siege from Jordan, plus the villagers, plus the monks. This is Celt Siege for you. Fires very quickly. Camels are on the way, though, from Hart. And Gamer Legion giving themselves a chance with much weaker civilizations as the action's going to start here.
It's a bad
I think
Krepos
you just take the fight.
Yeah, that's a bad Krepos attempt. Like, I understand it, but that Mangonel's going to have to get some god-tier shots for that to work. Close.
Ooh.
Good micro there from Leary. Leary goes for a tower. He's going to micro down all of the villagers here. Mangonel trying to put work in. Viper repairing his friend's Mangonel, and
I think Viper will actually get the Krepos up. Keep in mind, Viper's eco is also really decent behind this. And Krepos is going to make it awkward for Leary to play aggressive with those crossbows.
Jordan just went
And
right
now the
past
next Krepos.
Yep, Jordan just went right
Dang.
past the fish from
Yeah.
Leary, which is unfortunate. But that Krepos goes up, so Viper and Jordan teaming up well. I was wrong about the first Krepos. Did lose a few villagers, but it enables the second one, and now a third. Man, if that
Huge
TC
concerns with
had
these
been
crossbows,
forward
man.
from heart, none of this would have happened.
I'm still gonna lean more towards the TC idea is a little crazy, Dave.
He's Persians.
But I appreciate it, and you're right. It's a bonus that you could maybe utilize. Look at this. I thought Viper was just like banking up the stone. It's like, oh, he forgot how much stone he had. No, he was waiting for this moment. This is crazy, dude. It's actually kind of working for him right now.
And Hart still hasn't gotten into the fishing eco. The fishing eco for Viper and Jordan has not been great, though. It's just Jordan distracting them on water.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan did make sure they didn't have a big fish boom back there, though. So sick from him. The role he's played in this game, he helped Viper get up to the next stage. He now has continued to harass on water. He now has the siege. Leary's going to drop a castle. This castle might not go up.
Yep, the camels
That is Kelt
need
siege.
to be there to deal with the mangonels. Leary is going to have to micro his heart out in a confined space against 3 mangonels. And he does manage to get one. The castle's trying to go up. That gold is very annoying. It's blocking the spots the villagers can sit.
This is extremely chaotic. Villagers don't have a TC to hop into, Dave. They can't run anywhere. They can't leave this place. Leary's down to 57 vills.
Nice
but he
micro from
micros with
Leary.
his crossbows.
Oh my god,
Wow.
beautiful micro in a confined area from Leary. However, that Krepos won't complete. Viper retreats from it.
I'm still very interested to see how this goes, though, right? Because now they have limited gold and stone. They can take the gold and stone in the middle, but AM can't take it in the way that Jordan and Viper can. Viper doesn't have a large army count. He's actually making conics instead of knights now. It is better than a knight. Makes sense when you have the Krepos. But, like, what do you do if you're Hart and Leary? Where do you pressure? I feel like Leary actually, since he has the castle, I think he should be using his crossbows at one of the main bases of GL right now.
Well, I mean, he's nervous about villagers just coming forward for another Krepos, maybe. He's already seen 4 of them.
And then it's like, it's more convenient for him to pressure the Celts, and you don't really want to pressure the guy who has siege if you have crossbows.
Nice raid potential here from Hart in the back, but it's only camels in one night.
Yeah, camels in one night, and Viper's going to be leaving those resources anyways. Leary might be thinking of another castle, maybe more towards the right, to deny space from Jordan.
Leary just signaled the TC from Jordan.
Yeah.
And I mean, they know it's there because they have all vision, but signaling it to say, listen, let's castle drop here next time?
Yeah, I mean, if they castle there, they can take more stone and gold. This is what I mean, right? Leary's trying to use his army
to go
right
somewhere
else.
Next to that siege workshop, dude. He doesn't know if there's a mangonel coming out of there. Oh my god.
Thankfully for him, there was not, and so he moves on through. And now Viper's farming eco could be in big problems if the crossbows get over there.
Jordan's trying to get
Jordan's going to have to follow that.
And that is a comfy Krepos in the center. From
Viper needs to gate behind it, though. It's Viper, so you would expect it.
There's crossbows here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's crossbows. It is interesting, though, because you always have to pay attention to that, because otherwise another Krepos is going to come up, which doesn't make the rest of the game easy.
Leary's going to Viper's base. Like, Viper might have the defensive Krepos here.
Yeah. Jordan's imping?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
This has been wild. Again, like, these Bulgarians and Celts are just not near as good as Persians and Chinese. And so GL are trying to give themselves a shot here, but Aftermath refused to be broken. Great micro here from Leary as he's in Viper's base, and Viper might need to Krepos to save his farms here, as that's what he's going to do. Not a good sign for Viper's eco if he has to do that. Still has 90 villagers, but Hart behind this, Dave. 100+ eco. Really sick job from him.
Castle from Jordan, though. Castle from Jordan, and it won't matter how much eco Hart has if they're cut off gold and stone.
Yeah, and then you'd be making... You wouldn't be making knights any longer, right? And that's maybe the thinking.
Oh, the mangonels
Castle
from
goes
behind
up.
Leary's army from Jordan. He's
Oh,
sneaking.
boy.
He's sneaking in. He's trying to be so sneaky.
And he's going to react to something else potentially at the same time. No. He notices.
All right, Leary,
relic,
what you got
dude.
for us? What you got for us, brother? Show us.
This is going to be epic. One way or another. There he goes. He's running away. And okay, Jordan let it escape. Where's a demo when you need it? Make a demo on the shoreline. Wheel one of the mangonels the other way. Oh, geez, man. These crossbows from Leary.
The camels go
so
through
dangerous.
the wood. The camels go through the hole in the wood line, though. That Viper overchops. So now Jordan's like, Vipey, what the hell, man?
Wow, what a great find, though. Yeah. What a great find. All right, so Imp now for Jordan. Imp for Jordan. We're going to have a Treb on the way, which could take out all the mining camps, the castles, the TCs in the middle.
From Viper.
What in the world? I bet you AM's shaking their heads right now. Like, how is he Imp?
Leary's trying to go for a castle right there, but they need to stall out the Krepos. If Leary wants to get that castle up, the villagers are still coming over. Leary is still trying to find value at Viper's base. Eco lead is for AM, but I don't know how long that's going to last with these villagers trying to make this castle over here.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're making a castle towards the middle that might just be trebbed down. Viper's Krepos is going to go up. This is a masterclass from Aftermath. Not from Aftermath, sorry, from Gamer Legion.
Yeah. Jordan notices the raid in the back of his base. Jordan's played really well today.
Yeah,
really
I agree.
well today.
I agree. Like, he hasn't really had a game where he's been top score guy, but he's played crucial roles in every single win. And he's played the more difficult role at times as well, right? Like the slinger who has to defend and go water is not easy to play.
God, there's
and
so many
somehow
Krepos.
turn this into the Imperial Age.
There's just so many.
We talked about Lowy the Legends earlier. It feels like with so many Krepos in the middle, you don't see this in pro games that frequently. It's more like a mid-rank strat, but this is sick.
And there's another Krepos coming up from Viper.
He's going to have the entire middle of the map Krepos.
Oh, what a castle from Leary. Jordan's eco. Leary has gone for a castle there, and he's going for another one defensively so he can make trebs once he's in Imperial Age. The gold supply is going to be an issue, but they are trying to put pressure on Jordan's economy and take control of the edge of the map.
I mean, good on them, right? Because if they continue to react, they're just going to lose middle,
might be
and
denied.
it's going to be
the
the
end. He
end.
needs to wall that. Leary needs to wall that. Leary needs to wall. Leary needs to. Does he get the
hills?
On the
hills
hill.
Are so awkward.
Oh, he gets it.
I think he gets it, but the TC ranges some of the villagers.
Yikes.
And it's still going to take some time. There also could be siege on the way. The trebs are just on the way from Jordan here already, Dave. It's like that castle's just going to be trebbed down. No gold access in the middle right now on El Dorado for Aftermath. A map that they have played so well on this tournament.
Mangonel as well from Leary. There's 4 villagers there, but he's not really building fast enough.
Those crossbows are going to die to the Conics as well. Conics will melt these things. Viper just needs to grab some of them. It's kind of hard with the pathing right now, but you get some of the Conics in front, and then you just hard patrol in, and you should be in a really good spot. And Viper is completely misclicked. Those Conics somewhere else.
Hello?
But it's fine. Where's it going? I don't know what Viper is doing there, folks.
Okay, what does Hart have in store here? Is it just full light cap for him? He knows there's not really going to be. I think they're just trying to kill everything on the outside. And
the outside, yeah. You raid like the farming eco, and now Viper and Jordan should be investing their stone into defending their farming eco. But also, like, the eco's wide open for Hart and Leary, so they could always just be raiding there too.
Yeah. The problem here is that Jordan and Viper aren't really low on economy themselves. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the wild thing here. Is like the army was so insane for Leary, and he never was really able to do anything with it in this game, just because of how well defended Viper looked. Jordan's siege, the Krepos strategy.
Food price is really good if you want to sell it right now, and we got 65 on food from Hart. It's really, really solid. I think he should be selling that. 84 gold for 100. The wood price is already nuked. But I think you got to sell the food and get some gold in the bank.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes you just use that gold just to simply get upgrades on your trash units then, right? So, like, Halb is maybe something he's thinking about. The Hussar upgrade costs some gold. Viper's on the way to Imp right now.
Viper's losing a lot of vills.
Yeah, he really is. And he's castled at home and Kreposted at home, so he's realized that there's a concern there, but
also
nice shot from Hart here with the raids.
AM still has the fishing ships, right? So they're still taking advantage of the food on the outside. Like, we've seen in 1v1 somebody win from the outside area here. I have not seen it in team games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fair point. Because, like, normally if someone had the middle in those 1v1 games, they would be down by, like, 40 vills right now. Because of the sacrifice it would have taken to get there. But Viper was on 3 TCs right away in Castle Age and has played an amazing game. And Jordan's on Halb now, so, like, actually canceled the Halb upgrade to go Onager. He's got Pike Onager. Yep. And this is exactly what you would want the Celts to be doing. When's the last time we saw Pike Onager on a map like this?
It's kind of crazy, right? I mean, Jordan's just played really, really well. And Halb Onager is going to be unbelievably difficult to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, forget about Viper. Like, they can't stop Halb Onager right now with their armies.
Hart does
GG's
have...
called.
Yeah, okay. GG called. He had 70 on food, man. He was gearing up towards it, but I don't think that works in 2v2. Unless it's a super 1TC all-in from both of the players in the middle, I'm not certain that this strategy would work, but they didn't really have many other options. Personally, I think the douche would have changed the game there completely.
The TC in the middle.
Yep, but that's just, you know. Jordan did a wonderful job supporting Viper. He slung him to the first few nights, and he was contesting water on both sides the entire time.
It was so sick. I do feel, though, I got to point out the window where usually in these moments, Viper and Jordan get punished here. And if you go back with Capture Age to like 12 minutes for me, just 12-minute mark, just look at that. So at that point in time, Viper has 2 scouts. Jordan has 0 land army, right? Hart's got 7 scouts, and Leary has 3 archers. If those scouts and archers are working together, they could potentially be getting some damage in somewhere.
What are they going to do, though? One tower on
Yeah.
Jordan, and he's safe because of the walls he set up.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at Viper's base, 1 tower over there, and he's relatively safe, too. And
you know, the other thing of it, too, is like, Viper's up so quick that if the archers ever moved out, then maybe they just get cleared, right? It's really tricky. The sling strat was actually insane here.
Really good.
It was the sling, the safe fish, Jordan's consistency on water, Jordan then booming back into the game, which like never happens on the back of a sling. It was really tricky. So I guess like and then it's like, well, okay, Leary needs archers faster. Well, if he goes archers faster, he would have added the archers before the water, which means he would have lost fish, which would have sucked. So, hey, for the 4th straight time in a row, we are going to remind people that Aftermath have been the kings of the reverse sweeps this tournament.
They've done it many times. It's going to be difficult.
They've done it many times. So now they need to reverse sweep again and win 5 in a row to win the final here. But, man, Viper and Jordan's strategy is just insane today.
And for GL, as Jordan famously asked me one time, he said, "Hey, Dave," this is a real quote, by the way, "what's the reverse of a reverse sweep?"
What was your response? A sweep?
And that's on the table for GL right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's a frustrating one, man. Like, I think there's a lot of confusion right now for AM because they played completely standard in a way that has worked every other time they played. So I'm sure they can look and see that Viper received resources and realize that like Viper was slung and whatnot.
The slung came in after Castle Age. Like he just slung him for the first couple nights.
Well, it was in feudal. It was I think before.
No, it was after Viper clicked up to Castle Age.
Yeah, after he clicked up. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like it allowed Viper. It was just enough injection of resources to allow Viper to produce bills out of 3 TCs and make the knights. Yeah.
It was enough for probably 2 nights. The sling. It wasn't that much.
Yeah.
It was just enough to get the momentum.
The thing that was so cool though was like anytime we're seeing sling, that player goes all in, and all in wouldn't have worked. But Viper's Knights did enough, and then he was sitting there on 3 town centers. So it was just like so well calculated. Like didn't make too much army. They didn't overboom. They weren't too reliant on the crep post. Every aspect of that strategy was just like perfect, basically. And then with super late picks, like look where their picks were. Celts, Bulgarians, they didn't game plan for that ahead of time, I'm guessing. They just probably like brainstormed on what they could maybe try right before the game.
Well, they're aware that El Dorado was a difficult match against AM, so I'm sure they talked about that match specifically before they set.
Yeah. But I'd be curious to ask them, Jordan and Viper, when they thought of that strategy and how much of that was thought out ahead of time. Because remember, this tournament started 2 weeks ago. So this is not one where they would have schemed up too many things. Now, naturally, they will be doing that, but I mean, it's not the first time we've seen a big team save a strategy for the finals. It just is already adding to an already complete performance for Gamer Legion today.
2 minutes before they chose the civs. So in the draft, I think.
In the draft, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, they probably kind of already had all their top civs picked, and then they think,
yeah,
what do we do? I remember they thought really long and hard on the final pick, which was Tatars. I think they had like Sicilians and Poles to choose from otherwise, so.
All right, so yeah, 4-0.
4-0, but a best of 9. We'll see how it goes.
Mean, still 4-0.
Thank you, Viper, for making this a best of 9, so we have at least one more game.
He knew, brother. He knew.
I mean, I said before the final, Viper and Jordan are the favorites. I think with the maps, like, there's not a lot of your standard team game maps in this tourney.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more creativity needed at times, which I think, Viper and Jordan have a lot of. Obviously, some people will say, if Hera's here, maybe some things go differently. You don't really know. Hera hasn't played a lot this tournament. It has been Hart and Leary.
I think he's just going to be cheering on his boys.
Yeah, he's going to be cheering on his boys, and it's unfortunate that if Gamer Legion does continue this steamroll, that there will be people who naturally are like, oh, well, if this player wasn't playing and Hera was, that naturally happens. But it should be said, Hart and Leary played together the entire tournament pretty much, and they played amazingly well.
I mean, to be fair,
this result, this is the final, and this result right now shouldn't take anything away from what they've done.
To be fair, like Nilly also didn't play in the semifinals, so there's some controversy there, right?
Yeah. It's, again, I think from the players, there's so many big 1v1 events that have concluded and that are upcoming. This is a nice little break, nice little team game mix in. Taking it very seriously, of course, but you gotta, if there's tournaments all the time, Hera's got to find some time to chill, right? I got to find some time to get way too drunk on the beach, which I did yesterday, and, people are going to switch up their teams a little bit here or there.
I should go to the beach. It's only 2 degrees out right now, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably pretty cold for you. So.
Yeah, it's not, water's not frozen over, though, so.
You could go. I don't know if you get as sunburnt as I did yesterday.
I would be cutting glass if I was on the beach right now.
Cutting glass?
Cold. Yeah, well, you never heard that?
No.
Oh. When you're really cold.
You're cutting glass.
Your nipples are very firm because you're super cold. You can cut glass if you do little circles up against the glass.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Thanks for explaining that for me.
Yeah, I can't believe I had to lay that one out for you. But
well, I'm glad you did. You could have just moved on.
I could have.
But, if I'm confused, there's at least one more poor soul who'd never heard that before. So I'm sure everyone who is just informed on that feels like their day has been enriched.
Now they're just thinking about information. My nipples, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're continuing it too.
Yeah. I wear pasties.
Okay. All right. Migration's coming up next. I wish I could migrate into a different voice channel right now. I assume there's going to be some solid water civilizations here from both sides. Italians probably for migration for the AM boys.
Yeah.
I could see like Japanese or Malay. They actually have like 3 amazing civs there. For GL, Dravidians was picked very early. I know they played Dravidians
Saracens versus Dravidians Romans.
Okay, Dravidians Romans.
I like Romans on hybrid maps. Armenians have the best navy in the game, which is ridiculous. Saracens and Dravidians also have a fantastic navy.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of different bonuses at play here, which would be really fun to talk about, actually. We've got, like, the eco side. And then there's some There's some bonuses towards their strengths, right? Like Saracen galley firing speed, Romans having the extra bolt.
Well, no,
I'm still not sure
no.
how good
Armenians
that
have the
is.
extra bolt. Romans have the pierce armor on their ships.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I know Armenians can get the extra range on the galleons, the Dromans, and then the
And the
demo ships.
and the crazy demo ship,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then you have double bolt, extra range galleon, with extra Dromans behind, and then super demo ships in front. It's ridiculous.
You know what else is also kind of nice is being able to transport the mule cart. I
Sure.
assume you can transport the mule cart, but to
Sure.
be able to bring your lumber camp with you
I don't know if it would count as a. I guess
as
it
a
would be
pop
like
space,
it would be like a sheep in the transport, right? So it wouldn't. It would count as one of the units in the transport, but it's still not a population space from you.
yeah. I mean, listen, it's Hart. Hart is never gonna put a mule cart in his
All right, I'll be
transport ship
watching.
here, but like I kind of feel like it could be kind of nice. And you know, relocate it, right? If you're being attacked on land, I don't know. What is your take as like playing with the mule carts? I hate it. Maybe I'm not used to it yet, but it's just like
Just
they're clunky.
drag selecting a wood line and sending it back and watching your mule cart block the villagers in their desperate dash towards safety is so infuriating.
Yeah,
But it is a cool mechanic, and I don't mind playing with it because it's just interesting, right? It's just something you got to get used to. You can use it to
yeah.
as like a portable wall to block your enemy units. You can use it as a meat shield. You can get some super efficiency from it. It's definitely interesting for sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see the mule cart for Hart. He's already got it. We're just talking about how that could potentially be transported to the mainland. But this is migration. Players starting at islands. No boars here. So you'll see all the deer pushed in and then a heavy reliance on fish. We kind of already talked about it a little bit, but I guess I could just break down the Dravidians here. They're very flexible because of the extra wood they get when they arrive to each age, but also their docks, giving them population space as well. Fishing ships and navy, very strong. Teamed alongside the Romans, where the Romans actually have one of the more awkward tech trees in the game, but they do have solid navy. They have
no
the extra
demos.
armor on their ships and good demos.
No, they have no demos.
No demos. Okay, I was going to say, is there a bonus for demos?
No, them and Koreans. So those are the only two civs that don't
Don't
have
get
access
demos.
to demolition ships.
Yeah, and then they lack bracer. They do have
the
unique
pierce
text later
armor,
on.
early on their ships, which
Yeah. I like the thing about Romans that, and the reason we're seeing it in pro games a lot more is that like that efficiency for their eco is really smooth.
is so good. Yeah.
So the meta here has been oftentimes players are just kind of sticking with galleys. So if you're just going to have a galley war and you're going to have the more efficient economy, as Viper is pushing into deer here, Romans can do the job for you, and that's what Viper wants. But Saracens have the faster firing galleys, and then Armenians fire the extra bolt. So like, I think that the civilizations with the galleys is superior for AM here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting too because they've each got one civilization. If we look at the middle battle, they've got one that's going to be having access to bombard cannons, right? And then there's one that's more of a support role behind. And when you're looking at Romans and Dravidians in the late game support role, I don't know. That's a tough one because you get the Scorpions behind from Romans, right? Or maybe the cavalry running in. But then from Armenians, you're getting what? Like the extra HP champions with some compound bows?
Do they get? I think they get arbalest with like no thumb ring or something. I mean,
you'd rather go for compound bows, likely. To punch through the armor on the skirmishers from Dravidians or the elephant archers, right?
Yeah, I'm not totally convinced with that unit yet. And it's on a map where oftentimes it's like Trebor, can be a little risky to do that. But I suppose that's true. Like if we're building up towards super late game armies, you definitely want to have the castles somewhere.
Anyway,
right,
but there's a lot to
think about.
Yeah, before that.
My concern here is like, will we get to a game where it's even, right? Sometimes on migration in 2v2s it snowballs pretty evenly, or sorry, pretty quickly. But like, It's GL. So I imagine GL is going to be the team that's probably a little bit more prone towards transporting early and adding the TCs. Whereas Aftermath probably just hoping to dominate with the galley numbers on water.
I think Hard is usually pretty quick transporting. Now, yesterday, Jordan, what he did was he was playing Italians, and he went for a later uptime, got to the feudal age, made fire galleys in defense, and then went up to castle age way before anyone else.
Did
so
his
he didn't play into the
teammate, did
galley.
Viper lose fish because of that?
No, Viper was in a 1v1 versus Stout, and Tato tried to loop around with the galleys, but Viper was playing Saracen, so he
defended well.
Yeah,
okay.
he was just winning the
nice
1v1
then.
with Doubt so he could defend.
Okay. Well, then in that case, yeah, because that's the risk. If anyone's wondering why 1v1 meta is kind of fast castle-y, it's because you don't have to worry about two different armies coming in, right?
And you're
you
further away from your opponent. Like, they're really
yeah,
close
that's true.
on the
You're
flanks.
closer here. Yeah. I like, I mean, just small details here, but I really like what they have done with their docks and their fishing ships. Jordan's positioning is a little bit more surprising, just because I feel like normally you're going to see him maybe build that third dock more to the right, because his fish are more in jeopardy than, say, Heart's fish or Leary's fish or Viper's fish at the moment. But galley v galley, lots of dinging coming and lots of micro. And the big thing on the back of this, of course, is how is the eco? Which circles me back to the fact that the Saracens can use the market, Dave, which we didn't talk about yet. I actually think using the Saracen market could be a big play here for Leary to potentially get to Castle Age.
And it's cheaper, right? So you don't really take away from your galley production that much. Obviously, you have to wait for a little bit before you can afford to place it down. 3 dock production for Leary. Got 3 dock production over here from Viper, and Viper is already coming forward with the Romans. You can see that Pierce armor there for their ships. Faster firing for Leary, but
look at Viper patrol in there, too. He realized he had the numbers.
Patrol that they've been doing with galleys.
Yeah, I'm still not sure exactly how people are doing this, because I've been trying to do it with archers. Like some players, I saw Ganji doing with archers the other day. It's not working for me.
It's funny. I asked Viper about it because Max was doing it with galleys, like no delay. And I was like, do you see Max doing the pike patrol? And he's like, is it just the standard pike patrol or is it something new? And I'm like, what? Do we have multiple types now? Is it back? Like fully?
Well, it depends on the patch, dude. Like unit behavior changes so massively each patch. So it could have been part of it too. So Galley Mike are really fun to watch. Takes us back. This used to be more common. And that's what both players are doing on both sides. But again, with players this good, numbers should be somewhat similar. So you shouldn't see anyone get broken here. Look at Viper, though. Very early market. He's actually beating the Saracen player to the market. So he'll get the better market rates compared to the other players. Saracens will still have a nice edge there. No transport ship for anyone yet. And if you're wondering why, they want to spend their wood on Navy, because if they don't, they could lose everything. But also, it's the creation time, because in that time, you're creating a transport ship. That could be one more galley.
Fletching for Jordan. No fletching yet for Hart when he takes this fight. He does take out one ship, though. Good job from Hart.
Double and on the other side,
on the galleys,
we've got the fights. And Jordan, good micro to get a kill. And we can't do it this way because we've got to show whatever side you or I was talking about. But it feels like you could pick one side and I can pick the other right now.
I'm just watching Hart and Jordan over here. Jordan's kind of winning the micro engagements. Hart's positioning is a little bit off, but he does have more arrows coming out from his galleys. And he's pulling the weak ones back to repair. So nice little detail there from Hart.
Yep. And fire ships will get focused down pretty easily by mass galleys because the players have a decent amount of time and space. Viper advancing in here towards Leary with confidence. And everyone with similar resources now. So it's micro, macro, balance.
Oh, that villager
and think about Castle Age.
Leary lost the villager on the shoreline. One build down. Viper is really out-popping Leary here. And Leary is just now getting fletching. Like, what happened?
Viper 3 docks. I mean, what we could do is look at the docks and look at the total creation time.
I think Leary was just on berries with too many villagers, maybe? 9
don't
villagers
know.
on berries right now? Like, he's going to go up faster than Viper. But it's not going to be
It's kinda-
that much faster.
To me, like the dock production is, when I look at it, it's about 85% for both of them, which obviously would include time where they weren't producing like fishing ships, for example. So I'm not really sure exactly what happened.
Viper
there.
is a 5-2 KD, so including
Yeah,
that villager, he probably took out 2
Ks,
more.
the kills. Yeah.
He took out 2 more ships.
Yeah, Viper
Leary's trying to
used
go
be-
in, though. Like,
Leary.
Leary really wants to win this. Oh, it's clicking now for Leary. Got a few
There was a
snipes
shift there for Leary.
Yeah.
There was a shift where he's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I am going to actually take the fights against you now.
Meanwhile, Hart, I mean, he's holding the middle ground here against the galleys from Jordan, but Jordan's
up so much
a minute and a
faster.
half faster, so Hart's going to need to retreat. Fortunately, his docks are not on the front side there. They're in the middle, so he can kind of retreat back there.
It's just like, you know, you wonder how much fight. It's not that they're not going to try, but like if things start to go bad for Hart here on a snowbally map such as Migration, when you're down 4 games in a best of 9, it's like, I'll be curious to see, you know, how creative he may feel he needs to be, or he's willing to be here if Jordan turns his right around on him. Now, good opportunity for Hart, obviously, to take engagements before the upgrades come in for Jordan. He won't know that Jordan's up faster than him until that pops up on screen
I think
here.
Jordan needs to be careful, too, against Armenians with the more damage coming out with
Yeah.
War Galley against Galley. Because War Galleys are far less maneuverable than Galley, so he might feel like he needs to press in with the transition, but Hart could dance around him and maybe snipe some ships off for free. And Hart's doing a good job pushing him back. Like, he's killing galleys here before the upgrades come in.
And this gives him space to fall back, too. The second he sees the upgrades, he should be backing up. Not diving. I'm surprised. Maybe he can dive with the Armenians. Really good micro from Hart. But if you get worried now, you could back away, back to your own docks.
Leary is pushing Viper hard, too. Like,
Yeah.
really, really hard on this side. Equal number of ships now. GL is already on the center. Hart's gone for a transport, too.
There's
Viper's
also
got his scout
scouts
over
being
on
added
that
from
side.
Viper. And a knight, too. Like, Viper's adding scouts and a knight to contest that. And players are just going to be thinking about water right now. So it's super easy to get your villagers headed
Oh,
to
the
the middle picked
transport ship's
off.
forward for Hart. What? Where? What? No, run!
Wait, did it go down?
No. It was just, he set the waypoint
I see
forward.
it now. I see it. Okay, it was behind the ships there.
War
Upgrades.
Galley against Galley on the other side, and Leary's really, really close. He's pushing into Viper's docks, and Viper has a bunch of weak ships there.
Viper might get desperate and consider some fires here, but nice recovery from Leary. Viper's taking a reasonable trades considering the circumstances. But still remember, there's that middle we have to think about here. So Viper's got villagers in the middle. We'll see what that does. Big micro on the left side. Now lots of runners because no one has ballistics yet.
Jordan does.
Actually, Jordan does have it. Hardest
He's still
focus firing
losing
really
ships,
nicely, though.
Double
Yeah.
bolt coming in clutch for Armenians, and Hart just ignored the ship in front. Just like,
That
whatever.
was really good. Yeah, that's not easy to do right there because you're looking at other things, like you're starting to transport now. Now, again, like Viper's invested into the stable. He's invested into something that has basically brought him further behind on water. So he wants a payoff for that, but there's just so much land, and right now he is not seeing Hart come to the middle.
Leary is really pushing here against Viper. Viper's going to be forced. He's already made a fire. He might be forced to switch into just defensive fires and try and focus on this middle area. Still not doing anything with the villagers there.
I don't like how Viper has 3 cab units, and they're all in the same spot right now. I don't know what's happening there. Like,
I think he was fully focused on the water
Yeah,
micro, and now
they
he's
need
trying
to
to
be
transport over more.
yeah, they need to be spread out there in different areas because, you know, it's basically the same vision as one unit right now. And that has given Hart time and freedom to go for this TC. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, there's the fortified church completes. Viper, I thought, could maybe have denied that, and Viper just missed it. So Viper falling behind on water. It's Saracen galleys, and it's Leary. Leary's going to be making more of them, and he continues to dominate water. Could start killing villagers on Viper's island. Viper knows about the transport in the middle, though, and that Hart is there, so that's maybe a target for him to pressure. His teammate Jordan's still doing a pretty good job with 18 galleys. It is 10 for Hart So again, we see the downside of transporting early, but I
But
like Heart's
He's
position
got warrior
right now.
priests, right? He's got a monk. He's got warrior priests as well. And the scouts are weak from running into that fortified church. So the warrior priest should be able to win the 1v1s against those now. Hart still has his scout. He's going to take a look around. And he could push with more fortified churches. And Jordan is not pushing Hart. He actually had to deal with some ships from Leary coming back around. And now he's transporting more villas to the center. When will Leary get into that center area is my question. He's kind of focused just on Navy production at the moment. He's sending
I bet
bills
you,
now.
like, Hart could have said, like, just give it a second because Viper's got knights and scouts. Like, just be careful. See Hart's scout right now? Hart is actually helping him find the location for that next
but Viper's
TC.
coming over here too. So Hart will see the army from Viper as well.
That's so
nice
good.
job from Hart. If he
That needs to be,
that.
yeah, that's going to be communicated most likely. And Hart also signaling the university to show that maybe Viper's planning on
Saracen's
ballistics or something.
extra capacity rate is so good for this map too.
Oh, and their transport
ships. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. It's a
nice.
forgotten bonus.
Yeah.
Extra HP as well is quite nice. All right, so Scout went down for Hart next to Viper's eco setup here in the middle. And there's a hilly TC for Leary, but
That's
a TC
big
nonetheless.
Navy again from Hart. Good production. And he's going to find Jordan coming around the corner. Awkward position for Jordan to patrol into.
And like we said, like you're firing an extra bolt. Oh god, the new unit pathing. All of Jordan's units go forward before they go back.
I think
It's
that I hesitate to call that new unit pathing because war galleys.
Well, it always
have
happened
been
with
like
galleys.
that.
Yeah,
war
yeah.
galleys have always been like that. They are
Galleys-
disgusting. To use.
that dates back. That
Yeah.
dates back to AOC. The Armenians seem to be doing very strong. I mean, in theory, right? You fire an extra bolt, should be winning the fights in equal numbers, but maybe the numbers aren't so equal here.
Just bad positioning, but Hart has done really, really well with these engagements so far. He's constantly targeting the weak units. And it's super, super solid. He's also pressuring at the middle, right? You have to keep that in mind. He's got his attention in two different spaces, and Leary is now
Yeah,
behind.
it's not easy.
And Leary is saying, hey, listen, can we pincer this?
Yep. Yeah, and I think the answer is going to be yes, but there will be a castle for Viper on Hart's TC soon. And that's everything he'll have in the middle. So AM better take a good engagement now because it's going to get awkward for them in the middle. Here comes Viper with the villagers. We have another fortified church from Hart who's maybe thinking about just more and more monks, but those churches are going to be in firing range of this castle, and there's no way that Hart can stop that castle.
Yep. You almost want
Nice
to build
fight, though,
another
from AM on the other side.
TC there. Leary's still killing the Navy from Viper. Killing the Navy now from Jordan is Hart. And he's going to take out the transport ship, too. And then he can surround Jordan's island. Might even want it. Honestly, Tristan, I think taking your transport ship, loading 5 villagers in from Hart, and dropping a fortified church on Jordan's home island. It's not that big of an investment. And I think you could disrupt him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if it fired arrows without being garrisoned, I'd like
Warrior
it.
priests
But it is an
are-
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then the other thing, too, you know what sucks about that, though? Is, like, right now you have 2 areas to look. Then you have 3.
But
Then you have your starting island, the middle, and then that island. But yeah, maybe
Yeah.
pressuring that in some way could be smart.
I think your role here, because Viper has not had fish. Remember, Leary and Hart both have fish, so it's not like Viper's eco is amazing, right? Jordan's not going to have fish here. His eco is going to be okay, but not amazing. I think your role as Hart, if you have the opportunity, stall out as much as you can on the center, disrupt Jordan as much as you can at his home island, and Leary's all alone there on the side. Let him try and get something done, but Viper is not letting Leary stay alone. It's going to come over with light cap. Leary needs to pay attention to this. Leary, you can't lose the monks.
What? He right underneath the TC. He just lost 3 monks to 2 light cav. He was so distracted with something else, Dave, but they've already been winning water, right? So for a player of Leary's caliber, you think there, he would be able to focus on that. But, GL's full focus is on the middle now. And here comes Viper. Viper's going to drop a castle on this, and Leary's building a
War
defensive
galleys.
castle.
Leary, war galleys. War galleys. You have them right there. Leary, war galleys. Put them near the castle. Oh, my
Could bring a
goodness.
couple over. Now, Viper's, island is completely surrounded. Like, this is, for all those villagers, this is horrible. So, something needs to happen here for Viper. And it's going to happen. Like, Leary's castle goes up. but it won't actually protect that TC from going down against Viper's castle.
Jordan completely surrounded.
On water as well.
Yeah, we've got Viper completely surrounded. Hart had that castle, which is great. He's adding in compound bows. The fish is huge, and Leary is adding more fish. And Hart is on the way up to Imperial Age, and the castle from Viper almost tonight. One war galley! Send it!
It is frustrating when he's got like 30 of them, 21 to be exact, that there's nothing here. Because this castle... Oh, the Mameluke! The Mameluke! Viper forgot about the Mameluke! Go, 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 go,
I think he sees the monks and he backs away. He's going to convert the villager instead. Is it composite bows instead of compound bows?
It is. I didn't want to correct you.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
there is such a thing as a compound bow, so I'm
is.
getting confused, but composite makes sense.
Castle's going to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, my pronunciation of that, like, I have a lot of hunters in my family.
Composite is what you say?
Composite. Yeah, and that's like, for me, that's always been the correct pronunciation. A lot of people say it is. And then other people say it's like the other way around. So I don't know. But I guess people are not used to, or are very used to us mispronouncing things.
I had it at first, and then I changed it to compound at some point, and someone told me it was wrong, and now I'm mega confused. So I always go with the wrong one. But it makes sense.
Look at the difference in eco and army here. Like, I understand that in this series that GL has been able to have some incredible wins and some wild strats, but it seems clear to me. Dominating water, still so strong, and Hart and Leary have done an exceptional job getting their eco set up to go up to the Imperial Age.
Oh, Viper's woodline is in deep trouble on his home island. And the other side, the woodline is cut off. There's no wood for Viper.
And Hart's going to have Trebs soon. So, you know, he's able to make trebuchets to push back some of these castles. Leary's going to have Trebs soon as well. Viper's castle is barely even alive after a little ram play here from Leary as well. So it's really all on Jordan right now, I guess, to do something. But that's just going to be Trebs from him. It's right now,
Hart.
5 army versus 73.
Hart's about to transport villagers over to Jordan's Island, I bet. Make the fortified church.
Make a castle. Just send the message. Fortified church would be cool too. You bring a couple warrior priests along for the ride. Hart not making a trebuchet right now.
Leary's trying to escape the confines of the right side of the main island, and he knows he can't be seen, so he's hugging the edge.
I think Leary, he wanted to build a castle there, but then thought twice about it and realized that maybe that would be in a rough spot because he saw Jordan was an imp as well. All right. Pronounce that one for me, Dave.
Faraders?
Yeah, I thought it was Faraders.
Yeah.
So we're just going to see straight up champion play here from Hart. That adds extra HP to the warrior priest, who's making a lot of, but also it adds extra HP to the champion line. And I saw he was getting infantry upgrades here, but again, that applies to the warrior priest a bit. I know it's still bothering you that Jordan's Island is completely surrounded. Nothing has been built there, and me as well. I feel like that's a good opportunity for Hart. But,
I think
you know, Leary...
thinking about it. He sent the transport over there. He's just busy with other things, right?
Yeah. Lots and lots of warrior priests from Hart. So warrior priest is his main comp. You can't convert with these things. You can attack with them, and you can heal with them, and you can pick up relics. Wow, this is his main comp. I really thought it was going to be just champions.
Well, they're
here,
stronger than champions, so.
Yeah, which is.
But they do do have a weakness, and now they're on Jordan's side, and Jordan, this is he deleted the TC over there.
Yeah, I know, and he did it because he figured he didn't want to add more population here. It wouldn't make any sense.
These things with Faraders and the infantry upgrades, I mean, good luck, Jordan.
125 HP on an attacking monk.
And if they get damaged a little bit by the towers, guess what?
They heal each other.
Your buddy can just jingle some bells, and you're gonna be fine. This is all dead from Jordan, I bet.
Yeah,
it should be.
Yeah, and at the very least, he's investing like so much more stone and resources into just like keeping this alive. Taking away from a focus in the middle. It's very cramped in the middle.
The GL guys are surrounded completely.
Yeah, I think that like this game is going to be great for Hart and Leary, and maybe it starts the reverse sweep. But Hart was an imp first, and we're just now seeing his first treb. I do feel like that's something that Hart could have taken advantage of a little bit faster here.
Maybe. Also, problematic for GL, the fact that Leary is just all alone. Comfort zone on the right side. There's one mangonel there from Viper, but now Leary is thinking about pushing, and GL is going to have to focus on two sides at once.
Yeah. Wow. Mamelukes, too. Mamelukes very good against, well, honestly, they're very good against everything if you get elite and get all the upgrades. It's just normally you don't have the time and you could justify the resources. One of their weaknesses, though, would be to big groups of archers, which is what Jordan is going to have. And Viper shows up with Light Cab, which is great against Warrior Priests, and also great against Trebs, and he's going to snipe the Trebs from Heart. The Mamelukes are going to get pushed back potentially by Jordan, and I'm just like, looking at this army comp right now from Hart and Leary, and I'm still thinking that there's actually a chance for GL here.
What is that mangonel doing from Viper? Castle right side for... Huh?
Is it your day off, bro? What is this?
Bro, get in the game.
And Leary hasn't reacted to it either. Could have lost all those villagers. All right, well... hanging out. Maybe Viper put it on no attack stance or something. Who knows? Still wondering, will Hart push the middle? He's pushed that starting island, and these things are taking out towers, too.
Just heal
Jordan's
each other.
lost so much.
Just have one healing. Oh,
Light
Jordan lost the entire main island. Oh, God.
Light Cap from Viper will take engagements. Do you like if you even counter these things once Farader's in?
No.
They still do bonus damage, I guess.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. And Romans, I mean... Romans have decent light cap.
Yeah.
Full upgrades
decent enough. Now we've got Viper's main island being massacred by priests and Mamelukes. This is pretty epic. The units we're seeing here, hilarious. This Viper's going to use villagers against Trebs now. It's not going to work too well.
Especially with the
Might end up
Saracen
taking out
Navy
a Treb.
behind. There's an elite Mameluke there, just kind of farming.
And still wondering, will Hart be able to push Jordan back
Leary,
in the
jump
middle?
in the transport ship with the Treb. Get inside!
Go!
They're after you!
Nice. I love how a Treb that's on fire hops in a wooden ship and nothing burns.
Listen, dude. They doused it, all right? They doused it.
It's in the water.
Yeah.
It's fine. Hey, why do I feel like there's still a chance? There shouldn't be,
There
right?
shouldn't be a chance, no.
There shouldn't
be.
be. Like,
Hart should have Dramens on the left side. Leary is going to have cannon galleons over here. Jordan's actually redocking, which if Leary doesn't see that could be an issue.
Yeah. Like, I think Viper and Jordan right now think the army comp that they're seeing from their opponents can be countered with their army comp. And they are pushing fortifications in the middle. And Hart's going to have, like, one castle in the middle then.
I mean,
and then a bunch of monasteries.
AM is still ahead by 100 population. Hussar is coming in here from Leary. Heavy Camel, even with the amount of Arbalists on the field, Heavy Camel from Saracen is ridiculous. 170 HP, right? So, like, that would just shred right through the light cab. The Mamelukes are going to be good.
Mameluke should be insane. Yeah, like, Mameluke Hussar alone could probably kill this.
And counterweight onagers, he could get into it as well.
Yeah. Hart. The concern here is Hart. Like, we saw the Warrior Priest do good damage, but I think if there's a lot of light kev out there, it's risky.
Dramen's Hart. Dramen's to take out those Trebs on the side. I think you can. I think maybe you can range that. But to take out the Eco would be fantastic.
Yeah. Like, there is a cannon galleon somewhere from Leary, for example. Jordan gets pushed forward. Jordan a little bit distracted.
wow.
You do not want to get that
wow.
close to the Mamelukes and the Hussars.
Yeah.
And that's the engagement we've been waiting for, as Aftermath still seek their first victory here. And they're going to get some great kills there. The fact that you can go Elite Mameluke, Hussar, Galleons, all of these things just shows you how good the economy setup is right now for Leary. But on the other side, Light Cap from Viper, Church is starting to go down. And so are the Warrior Priests. They can't convert.
Mamelukes are heading over to help support.
They run right through the middle of the map to get there, which is hilarious.
They're going to do a good
bring
job,
his heart
though.
out.
And fortified churches, they take a long time to go down.
Yeah.
And they don't cost really anything to replace.
It's pretty much just Leary on land, though. Like, Hart is now going for supplies and for man-at-arms, so now he's going to go for the infantry route. The fortified churches still getting trebbed down. Mameluke's fun to see here, though. Nice job from Leary takes out some of the trebuchets from Jordan to keep Hart in the game, give Hart a chance to come back.
All the
And
Trebs
there's
are gone.
hussars everywhere. Look at the amount of hussars
Look at
in
the
Viper
villager
and Jordan's
count.
economy.
77 for Viper, 76 for Jordan. It's just not. It's not a sustainable eco.
And Hart's he's got the barracks coming up. This gives him time to get the techs. And once he's on champion, then there's no way that the Arbalest Lightcalf could do it.
Bro, they did not leave anything on Viper's Island. There's nothing
Jordan's
left.
losing buildings too. Yeah. Viper is adding some random fire ships from a sneaky dock on that island, but that's about it. Aftermath want this victory. Again, I said is like, if there's adversity here, like how much fight is there going to be? And some things went wrong for them this game, but overall, they dominated the water. They transitioned to land really well. So many games we don't see players go to the starting islands of players on migration. They went to both starting islands.
His food.
Yeah, I think he'll
Like
spend it a bit more now.
The price is really, it's
two-handed
94
swordsman.
for 100. The price is really good.
It's wild to me, this game still isn't over.
Yeah.
GL also could be like, we're up 4-0. Let's get out of here. But they're like, no, I still think there's a chance here. Because I guess the army they're seeing right now, or not seeing, because again, it's been taking a long time for Hart to have an actual force. There's champion now. I think they felt like they had a lead that was so significant that they could try something a little bit different there.
I don't think they ever had a lead at any point that was that significant, though. Maybe, like, they felt they were in a good position.
Yeah, score was extremely high.
I think one good thing that they're doing here is Jordan getting the fast fires, right? Because if they get fully surrounded on water in this area, they have no wood access. So it's really, really bad. That was a great idea from Jordan to go for that.
All right, so these champions, so the Farador's upgrade earlier, it applies to the infantry and also the warrior priest. So obviously we saw the warrior priest. These are 100 HP champions. So triple digit HP. Still is an infantry unit against Arbalest.
I got it right this time.
Yeah, I'm going to say composite. Someone said I'm a hunter from Montana. Composite is the way to say it.
Yeah, but I
So
think if you're asking people how to say things, hunters really aren't the best demographic.
Well, you know, and it also depends on where you hunt as well. It seems so, like where you're from. The Mamelukes and Hussars coming through. Castle's going down for Jordan. Nice job there from Leary to wall in the Trebs. There's still a whole lot of red and yellow in the middle, dude.
Every time
and there's a whole lot of army.
Every time I see Hart playing one of these new civs, there is just a plethora of mule carts. He builds a new one all the time.
So do I, dude. I can't move him around. There's too much going on. Viper's Cavalier finding kills. Is there a chance for Gamer Legion here? Can they do this?
They might be
Hart's
able
pop
to.
is dropping, dude. Hart is down to 86 eco. He's still got a crazy army. He's still got Trebs here from Leary to push a castle from Viper. Arbalest count from Jordan, still pretty solid here. He's got 40 of them. And Arbalest are taking care of the champions and the Mamelukes. Arbalest are the key. It's just, it feels like, you know, with the position that Leary and Hart have had, they should have all this access to gold and stone. They really don't, Dave. Look at the amount of gold they have. Neither team really has a lot of gold banked up. And losses are still being taken by Hart.
Dude, I think they just needed to use their navy earlier and get water control.
Use cannon galleons or something.
And cannon galleons and Dramens and whatnot. Map control is going to be big, right? But they still have a population lead here. They're still ahead by 25 pop. Leary is being pushed back by Jordan. The champions are coming across, so Jordan is going to need to deal with that. Viper's still trying to kill Vils, and Hart has 11 Vils in the queue. Leary has 11 Vils in the queue. So they're realizing that their villager count is dropping.
Yeah. Queuing up villagers. I loved what the fires have accomplished for Jordan and Viper. The random fires have cleared up some of that navy. Like, Jordan and Viper are playing out of their minds here. They should have been... even if, with, like, massive misplays, which necessarily hasn't happened here from AM, but even if there were, like, there still should be no chance back for Gamer Legion here. But they've had so much saturation in the middle.
Ooh,
they felt like maybe this is okay.
Arbalest Mask, be careful. Mamluks are
Busters
behind.
around.
You need to focus down those Mamluks. The champions are coming in from behind as well. This could be a big fight. Jordan could lose all of his Arbalists, or AM could lose their counterattack here.
And Viper doesn't have the biggest army here to help. The Arbalest have squeezed their way behind the Treb. That Treb's actually amazing, but there's still more and more champions from Heart. Heart's up to 75 champions. And so this should be the pushback. Maybe now Leary could think about that castle on the hill. Man, Onager would be such a good play here, though. Like, one big splat.
Yeah.
Like, some form of siege would have been so nice.
Leary has enough stone for a castle there if he wants to go for one.
Viper has 6 army right now. Like, Viper's completely toast. And to be fair to him, like, I'm not even sure what you'd make as Romans. You make Scorpions, Infantry, and some Cav. And Scorpions and Infantry are not it.
I mean,
So
the
Cav
eco
is
isn't
really
really
his
there
best
for that
bet.
either. Leary's coming in again towards his eco. There's not even that much room to farm.
Yeah, agreed. Yep, and nice job from Hart. You are right. There's mule carts everywhere. Hart's got his eco back on track.
Bro, I looked at his home island. There's just mule carts. I looked at his other resources. There's just mule carts. He's got like 18. Leary's home island looks beautiful, by the way.
Well, it's because there's no mule carts. But you are right. He took every resource. He's farming there. Has 60 or so farms. That's the way to do
He
it.
should transport them over and use them as a meat shield against these Arbalists and block them into place.
Listen, GL's like... GL's still thinking, you guys haven't killed us yet. Like, we're going to make you work for this. This is amazing. I have to appreciate the fight. You so easily could have just called this. And when they're up 4-0.
Siege Ram. Oh, Siege Ram's going to be tough. With the Mamluks and the champions supporting it.
Yeah, and that's what they've been missing, right? They've been missing some form of siege that when they kill the army, they're forcing the opponents back, taking back their production buildings. Hart also adding a siege workshop, so we could see siege from him. And still the potential, of course, with some water dominance to maybe adding cannon galleons. So there are fires from GL out and about, so it's probably not the play now.
Yeah, they missed that window,
Aftermath?
for sure.
Aftermath looking to show people that nobody beats them 5 times in a row.
Nobody makes us bleed our own blood.
Makes us bleed our own blood.
You don't know that?
I don't know that.
That's
What
from
else did you
Dodgeball,
bleed?
dude. That's Ben Stiller. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I should know that. I know a couple other quotes from that movie, but Jordan played out of his mind here with these Arbalest, 40-plus Arbs. And there's the castle from Leary that he debated building along, like, maybe 10 minutes ago now. And Rams are going to be coming in now. And this should end the game. Gamer Legion, you're up 4-0. You played an amazing game, but Aftermath just bested you on water. That castle plus the siege rams here, enough to call it for me, but I've said this a couple times, obviously.
Even just wood supply is going to be an issue for them, surely, if this
Yeah.
keeps up.
Like, I get it if you're down. They're still fighting.
Is Hart still making mule carts? Yup.
Yup. What he should be doing is getting all the excess mule carts and bringing them into the
Yeah,
battle.
just send them. Yeah, and don't use them, like, in front of your army. Send them right behind those Arbalists and lock them in place.
Yeah, because units will aggro the mule carts, which I think they need to change personally.
No. They already changed it. They already changed it so that units aggro the military instead of the buildings.
Well, I can tell you I played enough games even this week where that didn't happen.
Unless that's just on the new... that might be on the new...
The upcoming patch?
Yeah,
okay, got it.
I know I read something about it.
Yeah, maybe that will be changed.
That's right. Okay. Oh, look at that quick wall from Jordan. Even at this stage, he's trying to trap these champions in, and he's done it, but they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, and there's going to be more of them. What does Gamer Legion need to see to maybe feel like they need to back their way out of this one? The Treb's exposed there for Jordan. He'll have no way to push that castle
this has
down.
to be deliberate. Just kind of, let's stall it out and make them think that it's really that difficult to kill us.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different when you're in the game, right?
Yeah.
It's totally different when you're in the game. But again, the main factors I would say when you're in the fight is not necessarily the scoring to pop, but it's also like energy levels. How's the series gone? Normally, players who are struggling that much would have called out called it a long time ago, up 4-0. But again, Aftermath does it. Aftermath gets a win on the board, and hopefully that's the start of a crazy reverse sweep. I mean, that'd be something else. And just good play, right? I think the key for me in this game is when Viper went land with the stable,
Mm-hmm.
he stopped producing
He
Navy
lost
for
initiative.
that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost initiative on water, but there was no benefit because he wasn't able to deny
He didn't even
the
have
TC
scouting
from
on
Heart.
like the early stuff from Scout. From Heart.
Yeah.
Sorry, not from Scout. His scouts didn't
Yeah.
see Heart. He
Yeah.
only saw the fortified church like once it was completed.
Yeah,
So
that was the key.
I mean, and if you're Viper and you're trying to micro against Leary with Saracen galleys, I don't blame you for not having vision with those scouts. Like you're
Exactly.
fully focused on that. It just speaks to like the fact that you can't fully go for that strategy because you're not going to be able to execute it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think for him, he was trying to because he has the skill to do so, trying to micro, and he maybe should have prioritized his focus a little bit more because essentially he put his focus on something he lost anyways, and the stable
Also,
play didn't work out.
Great from Hart, right? He added in more fish. He won the early engagements against Jordan and then pushed him back to a position where Leary could come around behind him, and then they cleared that whole navy together. Just really, really nice.
All right, cool. Hey, I need a break real quick. I'll be back in like 2 to 3 minutes, and we can keep going. Hopefully, we get reverse sweep. All right.
Okay, cool. See you then. Yo, thank you for the subs, guys. Demax, Mountain Goat, all the follows as well. Cataphractus, thank you for the raid. Ominous, thank you for the gifted sub. Polak, Lieutenant Dan, Nimino, Cheese on Bread, Choco, thank you. Appreciate all of you. No problem, David. You didn't gift anything, Lars. You never have. Aftermath need to hold the line. Hold it. Hold it at 4. You're not going any further. No more wins for GL. None. Koenig. Let's go, dude. Tier 3. That's my dude.
Reverse sweep incoming.
Fuck you, Riley. I made your mom so wet, Trudeau deployed a 24-hour infantry unit to stack sandbags around my bed.
Nice.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad. I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
Can you please make people less comfortable here? Can't unsee some chats monkers.
Your mom groped me 2 Halloweens ago. Shut the fuck up or I'll take it to Twitter.
On time. Ibrahimovic, thank you for the 11. Uphill Cartwheel, thank you for the 5. Get Agrippa, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate it. They need to hold. How did we go from 14,000? How did we go from like 23,000 to 14,000? What's Spec Dashboard smoking? Cranman, thank you for the 10 gifted. Let's go, dude. We're about to be in. Thank you, Cranman. And FM, let's go, bro. Thank you, boys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're my dudes. Cranman and FM. Cranman, the FM man. 15 seconds. We get 15 seconds of Slam Song. That's all we get. 15 seconds without T90. We're counting down. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're getting into the game. But first. All right, we're back in. I don't know if you're muted. I'm not muted.
Sheesh.
Guys, he's just thinking. He's thinking of a response. Sometimes it takes him a little bit to process things, you know? So if I say something to him, sometimes it takes a minute. Oh, no, he's muted. He's literally full deafened. Okay, well, welcome to 4 Seasons.
Full deafened, sorry. Am I still deafened? Are we in the game?
Yeah, we are in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Okay, go ahead. Do your thing. I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
Okay, well, welcome to 4 Seasons, everybody. It is a rather remarkable generation of 4 Seasons, one I haven't seen before, which includes a pond in the north that they can fight over. Now, whether they scout that early is a question. Hart's going to find it, and Jordan has not discovered that yet, and finding that pond early is going to be a big, big deal. Hart will see the shoreline, and let's see if he can go with a villager right away. Yep, some villagers on the move. Mayans for Leary, Hindustanis for Hart.
Okay, sorry. My game just loaded in. So this is potentially admin-reable if this wasn't intended, the pond in the north.
No,
this
no,
isn't
no, no.
normal, right?
Yeah, this is like 1 out of every 5 generations has a pond.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
something that occasionally happens.
Yeah. And Viper,
All right.
Viper wanted it that way. So
Okay, cool. I didn't know that
You've got a player from both teams up here, right? Hindustanis, Bengalis. That pond, if he wants to go for it, really would favor Jordan because of Bengalis. But neither player saw it early enough to adapt their build, so they're just going to try
Yeah.
still make it fast castle territory.
And sorry to repeat the obvious here, but my game was bugged. Basically, it is 4 separate 1v1s. And, you know, sometimes players will try and chop to each other. And very frequently, because of the amount of eco that's going to be here with the 2 TCs, you see lots of fast castling. And included in that is castle drops. So I immediately think unique units, and all of them have unique units I could see as being realistic here, except for probably Hart. Actually, the Ghoulam could be really good against Mayans, though, now that I think about it.
Did Leary lose another villager? We saw him lose a villager earlier. He's lost one somewhere. I don't know where it was.
Do you have the death counter up, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, if you lose one when you have 70 vills, though...
Or he killed the boar
It's
with the
not.
TC, maybe? I think he killed the elephant with the TC in the south, too.
Well, if he did that and lost a villager,
Yeah,
and
well,
it does look like in the south
Yo
that
did
this happened,
exactly
that's
that
really rough.
yesterday, and he was fine. He managed to carry
Yeah.
the game. So you have a lot of villagers on this map. Leary started with, I think, 2 extras because of Mayans. Is it 2 extras?
Yeah, it should be 2 extras.
So he's going to
Well,
be fine.
Yeah, I don't actually know how that works with this type of start, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
So, okay, Something that should be mentioned is Lithuanians are one of the smoothest civs for this.
Mhm.
My team loved this map, and I think you casted that series against Slam and ACCM where Matador and Ozone played, and they were like, Lithuanians are the best because you get plus 100 food per TC.
Yeah, and then Slam
So-
just boomed with Bengalis and didn't care and went elephant or ballista.
It went
elephant.
elephant
Sorry,
archers.
that
Ballista
was,
elephants, yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
Khmer. That's right. Bengalis are also really solid here though, because you will have 8 extra villagers by the time you reach Castle Age, and Jordan has gone out for that dock and is making fishing ships over there.
Okay, so let's see. Probably you're going to have players building up towards castles. Viper on stone on the left. Whether or not he castles there, we'll see. He's up against Hart, who's going to go scouts. Moving along to the north, then Jordan's going full wall against Hart, who's going full wall. Then Jordan is going, I'm going to assume fast castle monks or something. And the other side, that's very open.
It could just be castle drop as well. We'll see when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
shift
yeah.
over to stone.
And he sees there's stone being mined from Leary, which could indicate a castle will come up from Leary, and Leary's just walling up his side, and then Viper's going. I mean, it's a really hard map to break down, but basically you got to like defend one side and attack the other.
Yep.
Sometimes the side you choose to attack is the side that that guy chooses to attack, but other times that is when where people choose to defend. It's not. This is a fun to watch, not fun to play map, if there ever was one.
All right, dock has been found, and villager might die because of it. Up in the north, Jordan is
Quick wall
sending over
Jordan.
his scout. He is Bengalis. He doesn't care if a random villager dies. He gets 8 for free.
Yeah, quick walled it really, really wisely there as well. Well played from Jordan. And now Hart might feel like he has to contest that in some way, but Hart's going to be making scouts. Now, the Hindustanis can be really good on this type of map because your villagers are so cheap. So a lot of food has been saved here. It's pretty easy to add more TCs later on as well. And now Hart, who's clearly just going to go scouts both sides, is going to hit Viper on the left side with those scouts.
Yeah, I think Hart's just going to be the disruptor here, and he's going to boom behind that. Leary is going to try and full clear. I think Jordan on the right side.
Jordan's... Oh,
he's
he is
so
on stone.
open
Okay.
there. Like, he's so open there, and he's only on stone to 4. That tells me, like, he doesn't want a forward castle drop unless he's thinking about buying the stone. But
I actually think... I know it's so tough here, but I think with what Hart is seeing... I guess Leary doesn't know Viper's wall. I was just trying to think, like, if Leary goes for a castle on Jordan, and Viper goes for a castle on him, Leary's screwed. So the safe play might actually be the castle in the south if you're Leary. And then, like, wall and whatnot in the right side. There's no, like, right answer. It's just... I think the best trait you need to have, as Viper is quick walling here, the best trait you need to have on this map is damage control. And that was disgusting for Viper to save that villager.
how long is he going to save it for, though? The scouts are surrounding him completely. The problem I have with the Mayans here is that if it gets into a crazy game where you're trying to make high-impact units, they don't really have any of those.
Yeah.
Mayan units need to be masked up, right? Not great monks. Not great siege. There's the castle attempt from Leary, and it's offensive castle from Jordan, and Leary immediately stops.
Yeah. And he's just going to back it away. Smart move from
Might
Leary.
be going imp fast, like really quick behind this.
Yeah,
I think that's the plan.
I think fast imp is really good. Right into Trebs if it's a castle war. Viper build a castle on the side that Hart was scout rushing him. This is great for AM, I think. Because if Viper was going for a castle in a position where he could threaten Leary, Leary going fast imp would be somewhat risky. But Leary doesn't actually need tons of army. That said, he doesn't have the food right now. The food quickly disappears when you have 2 TCs. Nice
Hart's
work
still
from Hart,
adding
though,
in
with the scout
vills.
rush.
He's got the scouts in the back, so Viper is very distracted. Camels should be an okay option against Latest. He's going to add in the monastery too, and he's on stone. So if Hart needs a castle defensively, he's going to be able to get one. You could see, there's potential of maybe even Hart going forward on Jordan on the top side if he knows Jordan is fully focused on defending from Leary on the right.
I find the camel edition a little weird from Hart in the north. Just a small thing, but like you're adding camels against a civilization that doesn't make knights and has good monks.
I think it's just for map control, man. He might be thinking forward castle. Like they might be thinking to 2v1 Jordan.
Yeah, I guess my concern is If those are scouts, that helps with map control. If these two things get converted, then Jordan could just castle you, and those
what, is
camels
he
have been
stuck?
forgotten about.
Oh my god. He's stuck against the wood line. Okay, camel will run away. That's fine, I suppose.
Hart, you know what it probably was? My guess is he wanted to make camels against Viper and then made camels on that side. It'd be very easy to
He
just
hit that
make a couple
select all
camels there.
stable, you know?
Yep. That's probably what it was.
Theory is
'Cause
still not up.
scouts, it hasn't clicked up. He's definitely
And
planning
Jordan,
on it.
well,
though.
Jordan's gonna click up soon too.
And so they will both Trebor there.
They just let Jordan have the fish, and he gets the extra vills. Jordan's eco is ridiculous right now.
Hart did such a good job. That's like the second or third monk he's killed from Viper. Viper did kill one of his monks, but now good engagements here from Hart, and Viper kind of falling apart there in this fight. I think he was maybe a little distracted adding the walls because of Leary's eagle or something on the other side. I don't know.
Oh no, I think Hart's TC waypoints are all screwed up now. He's just sending villagers forward from the stuff in the north. It's so hard. It's so difficult to keep everything straight when you've just got these multiple segments you need to pay attention to.
And I think what it comes back to is the core of your strategy, right? Because this is not going to be clean for anyone. The mistakes are going to be made. So do they have the right players applying pressure in the right ways right now? And I'd say it's still really, really close. I think that Hart and Viper could go either way. But, you know, I would give the edge to Jordan Viper because Jordan's getting some counterattacks in against Hart, and Jordan might be able to win the Trebor here against Leary if he can get another castle up.
And guess what? Those are your converted camels.
Yep. And yeah, but look at Leary's position. He actually is building his next castle first. He'll be an imp a little bit faster. He has plumed archers. He killed some villagers from Jordan, forced some reactions. Leary could do a really good job here.
I don't like Mayans in this map. I don't. They have a good start, but if you need to react, you need Mayans are only good when units are massed up, basically.
Yeah, I think though, if you use this hill with the Trebs, you're definitely taking down Jordan's castle. And then it's like, what does Jordan make?
Another castle.
So I do like plumed archers. Yeah, he's gonna build a castle in the back. Also, Jordan, remember, guys, you can't escape your quadrant unless you cut through it. So that's kind of fun to think about, especially with Viper and Leary cutting towards each other right now on opposite sides of that wood line. I think it's going to be skirms for Jordan. Maybe he's thinking elephant archers, though. Yeah, he makes his first elephant. That is like the go-to unit for the Bengalis, but still very expensive.
Mayans, as I read on Reddit, have whole chase skirmishers, and pros lose all the time due to single-minded avoidance of whole chase skirmishers.
Are you implying that statement is incorrect?
I'm not implying. I'm just telling you.
You just read it.
Yeah.
You read it. Okay.
I literally read it on Reddit.
Okay. I can agree that it is something that players undervalue. I still feel like population-wise, the Bengali Elephant Archer, when fully upgraded, is so good, it should beat anyone's skirms if you've got 40 or 50 of them.
If you have them. Jordan's not getting the opportunity to fully boom, though. And there's a castle now on the left side here from Hart. So if Jordan is just using his side as eco,
oh man,
I would have some issues.
Can you imagine if that castle was on Jordan's
forward?
face?
Yeah, that would make things so complicated.
That's the energy we really need to see from Hart there.
He almost has enough stone for another one, though. And he's got a castle in the center defensively against Viper. Like, where is Viper this game? What?
He's just... He hasn't really been able to find a real foothold here.
Jordan loses the castle.
Now remember, Jordan doesn't need a castle to produce his elephant archers, but Jordan is so far behind on certain upgrades here, man. I think with the Treb push here from Leary, bad things are coming Jordan's direction, and this could get really good for AM. Reverse sweep is possibly on. Mangonel micro, not necessarily there. Nice micro there from Leary and Jordan. And they just wonder, imagine if Hart would have YOLO castle dropped Jordan, so Jordan was distracted on the other side. It would just be so good for them right now.
It'd be so messy. Viper finally going for a castle in the south. And Viper is getting up to the Imperial Age. Hart still a ways behind him.
That's what Viper's been doing. Viper's been on his way to Imp. Look at Viper's castle. in the middle, and he could start to hit Leary then. Leary's got nothing there. He's got palisade walls, and he's actually going to go try and drop a castle there to protect that hill. This could get really dicey here for Leary. So Jordan's got to hold. And Elephant Archers are good at that because they're tanky, Dave. And Leary only has one castle to produce plumes. He's actually going to switch into Eagles behind this, which is a good decision, but that will take a little bit of time.
Jordan is now going for a forward castle on Heart. He's trying to push out with the Elephant Archers.
Castle will go up. Hart will have to deal with that, but he sees it at least. He killed some monks. Viper's making trebs to push Hart at the same time. This game's insane. And we're going to see if Jordan can defend from Elite Eagle Warrior, because Bengali Elephants are not fully upgraded yet. They're tanky, but we don't have Elite. We don't have some of the armor. I don't think we have Thumb Ring. It's just like 5 or 6 really expensive upgrades that Jordan is missing.
Leary
right now.
needs to, like, full stonewall all the way across the southern side. Like, all the way from the edge of the woodline. Just drag it. Maybe get fortified wall as well. There's a tower going up from Viper on that gold. That's kind of cheeky. As Hart tries to go for a second castle now in the south, Viper will be distracted, so he can't focus all of his energy on pushing Leary there. But Leary is also distracted. He's got this big ball of plumes with eagles now coming in. No El Dorado yet.
Big attack round could help here.
Nope.
Attack round doesn't land. And Leary's kind of on... He might feel like he's on the clock with this, right? Because Bengali Elephant Archers could get stronger, and Viper's going to push his base. So Leary has to get a good engagement here, and he's going to find it. And he knew that this would be a good engagement for him. Completely surprising Jordan. Jordan didn't have any answer to that. Jordan's losing all of his trebs. Jordan will lose his castle. Jordan will be defeated in this section here.
Yeah, Leary is going to full clear him from this side if it continues on this way. He needs to protect his trebs. He's probably going to lose one, but only losing one is great here. Jordan won't be able to save that castle. Viper is pushing Leary now in the south, where Leary is making a few trebs of his own. And Hart is about to have heavy camel in about 56 seconds, and he's fully distracting Viper in this north side. So Hart's applying good pressure, also trying to stay alive against Jordan over in the top segment.
The Viper takes a really bad fight there against the camels. Maybe trying to take the engagement before heavy camel was in, but not a fan of that engagement. Jordan's still trying to hold on, and the score is flip-flopping back and forth here, right? Because Jordan is now going to start to apply some pressure to Hart in the north, like you said.
Like, Hart has all of his... He's had his waypoints set up there to the north from these 2 TCs. Look at that fire galley. Look at how many kills it has.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a while. And there's a forward castle from Jordan.
Oh, man. But Jordan is going to lose this corner, which now gives him more focus on the other corner, I suppose, right? And that's the corner that Hart can't focus on because Viper's pushing hard. And what is happening? Well, what's happening with Viper versus Leary? Leary's lost his TC in the south. So as Leary pushes Jordan, Viper pushes Leary. And this is why people love this map, right? It is so hard to play, but it is extremely chaotic.
Leary's going
right now it
to chop a hole for Hart from Jordan's side with the trebs and then bring the army over. Yeah, because Hart is still losing villagers to that. That fire galley has done more than any of these forward castles from Jordan.
Well, Jordan should stop trebbing down his TC. Because those villagers just keep going right in. Hart's still trying to push or maybe even defend against Viper's little treb play. And Viper's still got decent numbers of pikemen there every single time. He took out both of Hart's castles. Hart's not going to have a castle soon.
Hart's still at 122 vills. So, I mean...
Yeah. And he's Hindustanis. Super cheap
lost
vills.
17 to that fire galley. But it hasn't really affected him all that much.
Dude, Leary's trying to cut an opening so he can come help Hart.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, not just like let Hart escape. It's like just get through. Oh my god! Viper! Viper, you need to stop chopping trees! You need to wall! I think Leary has realized that they're chopping towards each other here.
And Hart
I mean, maybe Viper will want this to be open as well, but dang, Hart can escape. Oh, man. Credit to Jordan, by the way. Jordan's still at 100 vills, which is really impressive considering he basically lost a corner. I think... I mean, it's so tough to call right now, but I think I prefer AM's position.
I think so,
because Viper doesn't know that this raid is going to be a problem for him.
Yeah, 37 eagles from Leary, and those are going to go up towards Jordan's base. They're going to do still fairly well against these elephant archers. He's now teching into two-handed swordsmen.
Oh, geez, Viper doesn't see this. Oh, he's so focused. I mean,
Oh,
he's
God.
pushing Leary.
He sees it now. He sees it now. Oh, but it's almost too late at this point. Like, he needs to send all of those units back.
Yeah, he needs Latus. He doesn't really have a biggest Latus number. Some of his Latus are pushing against the castle from Leary. Maybe Viper realizes and says, okay, that's bad for me, but we need to make sure that we completely finish off Leary in this corner then, if this is the case. And his Trebs are currently doing the job against that castle. And this could be 30 or 40 villagers down for Leary if that castle does go down. Leary's Eagles now going to take Jordan's Trebs, and then Leary's Trebs in the north going for Jordan's castle, where Jordan has Elephant Archers and some two-handed swordsmen. And Jordan's actually keeping this castle up for the time being.
It's
He's
gonna go
super
down,
close
though.
to trebbing down Leary's Trebs.
Yeah, the castle goes down.
Yep. And so does Leary's in a moment, maybe. Leary with the plumes on the Trebs. Leary's still in Viper's eco. He has run a lot of his Eagles into castles, but still Viper's lost lots of units. Now Hart is dying. Everyone is dying. This is amazing. I love this map.
Oh my goodness. Leary has done a great job just connecting the corners, right? Like I was saying, like Mayans, they're not good with one-off units, but if you can get them in a mass, they're really strong. Leary's done exactly that. And he's been able to get his upgrades. Viper is actually sending villagers back out to work, and he's not re-walling that gap in between him and Leary. There's just so much to focus on. Now Jordan is pushing through to the right side.
And it's been cut open. And it's been cut open, so Jordan can actually do this. And he comes right where Hart's trying to reboom, where Leary just dropped TCs to steal some stone and gold. And the army count for Gamer Legion is higher as they sit here 4-1 up here in the final. It's Elephant Archers and two-handed swordsmen. And when it is basically only Leary in the game, Elephant Archer, two-handed swordsman is a really bad sign.
Yep. GG, congrats. They call it.
Wow. What a crazy game. I mean, what a great final from Gamer Legion. You know, people were wondering before the final who the favorite was. And I felt like because of how unique these maps were, it would have to be the Viper and Jordan. And it wasn't just the final where they were exceptional. It was also, you know, the run to get here. I believe it was yesterday they had to play their quarterfinal. Very little sleep, very early. Then Viper covered some of the other sets and played the semi. And that went down to the 7th game against teammates. A great event. Gamer Legion comes out on top, showing how good their strategy was. I think for AM, they'll be kicking themselves for letting this snowball on themselves so early today. It was the first couple games for me. They played well today, but it was the first couple games where they fell behind a little bit too much too early. What a fun map, though.
Yeah. Patience from Viper
time.
booming up here, right? Jordan was taking all the pressure early. Viper boomed up, took care of Leary there. I still think they could have played on it a little bit more, but they were down 4-0, right? They don't want to keep going here. And like you said, Mayans just can't really counter the Elephant Archers that much.
You know, the thing that I'm trying to think about the game here is like Hart never really had. He played it very standard, I guess, this game. And the thing I come back to is I wonder that castle that he placed at home when Jordan had nothing.
No, he should have come forward. But this area in the north for Hart, I was watching it. That TC waypoint, that was not the first time. That had been a consistent problem for him. So I think he, like, starting in 2 different areas is a struggle for him with the way his hotkeys are set up, likely. And that's probably why he made the camels up there. It's probably why he made the villagers up there. It's kind of like you're trying to do something on one side, you end up doing it on the other. We're setting the waypoint to the wrong spot.
Really easy. Really easy to like talk about specific little moments when we're casting, but when you're in the game, it's just a mess.
It's a nightmare.
Also, Bengalis, Lithuanians, really nice civs from Gamer Legion. Lithuanians because of the extra food at the start. Bengalis getting the 2 villagers from each TC.
Definitely
when you arrive to the
better
next
for
age.
this map. Definitely better here.
Yeah, so I think they had good civs there. Also, it's a great decision from Jordan. The second he saw Leary was coming forward with the castle, to know it was going to be a Treb war. I know he ended up losing that area, but he contested and made Leary really work for it. Because if Leary didn't have to work for it so much, maybe then, you know, Jordan doesn't have enough firepower to contest against Hart. Maybe Leary shifts onto Viper a bit earlier, and then Viper can't do you know, other things that he did in this game. So 5-1 win for Gamer Legion. Thanks to Viper himself for hosting this, and Microsoft, of course, for sponsoring. And We would have wanted a closer final because we get so spoiled with close sets, but it was still a really fun cast.
I think it's a really solid run from Hart and Leary, especially considering the fact that Hart maybe doesn't have as much 2v2 experience in really big events in the later stages as Leary does. Like, Leary's usually there with Hera or MBL or Nikov or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Hart did a great job to fill in and take him all the way to the final.
Yeah, I agree, especially some of the comebacks they had, right?
Yeah.
They were down 2-0 multiple times. They came back to win 3-2 at earlier sets in the tourney. Hart's a great player. He's had a really good year, and he's really try-harding the game right now, especially in 1v1s, wanting to get into the top 10 conversation. And I think, like, any player who's not in the top 10 right now has the skills to potentially hop into it. It
think
would
it's Hart.
probably be Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's shown glimpses of that. Just missing a result or two, I think, for some people out there who maybe don't know as much about him to be like, whoa, okay, this guy's insane, right?